and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. The 3 p.m. hour is presented by First Liberty Building and Loan.
It's March 14th, and this is your Fox Daily Snapshot. It's National Pie Day. And we're not talking about apple or cherry here, but for math mavens and fans of figures, today is your day. The numbers 3, 1, 4 are the most recognized digits in the ratio between the circumference of a circle and its diameter. The idea of pi has been known for thousands of years, and throughout history, nearly every civilization has attempted to accurately calculate the number, which at latest count has more than 31 trillion digits and counting. And how best should you celebrate Pie Day? But of course, with your favorite slice of pie. Also on this date, in 1880, the Salvation Army established its first mission for the United States, meeting in New York City at Harry Hill's Variety Theater. And in 1923, President Warren G. Harding becomes the first president to pay taxes. If it's your birthday today, you share it with Albert Einstein, born in 1879. I'm Tushar Saxena, and that's your Fox Daily Snapshot.
The shutdown debate isn't over yet. On Lisa Brady, Fox News. The Senate is expected to vote on a House-passed spending bill to avoid a government shutdown after Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer abandoned his push for a shorter-term proposal. But House Democrats are still pushing back.
It is a false choice that Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and House Republicans have been presenting between their reckless and partisan spending bill and a government shutdown.
House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries says the bill will hurt the American people. Republicans say they're cleaning up a mess left by the Biden administration. In the Senate, they need at least 8 Democrat votes to break a filibuster on the bill. Current government funding runs out tonight.
We have got to take this country in a different direction, and that is what President Trump's economic policies aim to do.
Vice President J.D. Vance visiting a plastics plant in Michigan.
We are done selling out the American worker. We are done overregulating American businesses.
Reinforcing the effort to bring manufacturing jobs back to the U.S. This is a former central banker. Mark Carney is sworn in as Canada's new prime minister, aiming to steer his country through a trade war. Just getting word the Justice Department is reviewing whether protests over the Gaza war at Columbia University may have violated federal terrorism laws. Separately, President Trump is set to speak at DOJ headquarters, his first ever visit there. More than 30 states could face severe weather from a storm system hitting parts of the Great Plains with heavy snow and high winds before moving on to the Midwest.
We'll be watching St. Louis, Chicago overnight into the mid-Mississippi, and then tomorrow is when we look to the Gulf Coast into the southeast. That's when we really have our highest risk for severe weather.
Fox weather meteorologist Jane Menard says an even greater area has high wind advisories. America is listening to Fox News.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But what if you could get both? Why not? Especially when it comes to health care, and that is MediShare. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with MediShare, and that's huge. But it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied, too. And we know this from research of members. There's a lot they like about MediShare, but especially they love being part of something they believe in. And MediShare works, too. It has for more than 30 years. There are hundreds of thousands of members who love having telehealth if they need it. They love the huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you could save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or you're part of the gig economy or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Call 866-89-BIBLE. That's 866-89-BIBLE. 866-89-BIBLE.
Yes. The gentle sounds. Pete Davis, do you remember those words? The gentle sound. It was this radio slogan for the FM partner of us 30 years ago in the 90s. The gentle sound of the something or other. Anyway.
The sound of snoring.
I'm snoring. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. It's Let Her Rip Friday. How's it going? Beautiful day in the neighborhood, and that may change rather nastily later. Looking good so far. Anyway, how's it going? The Kimmer, Pete Davis, and Flounder 304-ish, and you're on 106.3. And here we go. Here's the number 404-741-1230. Pete Davis in the mountains of Macon. You got your cold hat on. Is it cold up there today? Because all I really ever want to hear you say is Saturday. So what's the weekend plan, Pete Davis? Anything exciting?
I actually have I got a parade tomorrow. Got the St. Patty's Day parade tomorrow. And then we're going to an all-day party in Dahlonega on Sunday and going to a play Sunday night, a musical. And it's just, and then I got to look, and I'm looking forward to this weekend. It's going to be a great weekend. And then Monday, St. Patty's Day, it's going to be great. And then the doctor office called me this morning, reminding me that on Tuesday, I have the annual treadmill test, which I loathe and do not look forward to. So now I got that hanging over my head the entire weekend.
Well, now
I'm
to
look forward
sorry to hear
Tuesday
that.
morning. So when I'll get in there Tuesday afternoon, I will not be happy.
Back when I was being trained by my trainer, Mackie. I won't finish this. Actually, we were doing I did a documentary. He did a documentary with me. I did one with him on training to various things, and because I was really his test subject guinea pig. And one of the things was I took a treadmill test. And they did, and the guy said, "Okay, all right, you can stop." God, he said, your heart keeps getting better the longer you do this. And the key is if you work out and get your muscles in shape and do it slowly and do prep so you're not hurting yourself or anything. The fact of the matter is when you get to a point, your body actually says to yourself, "You know what? If you're going to keep doing this, I'm just going to make it easier." So you actually start breathing easier. Your heart rate drops. I would be able to run after about 30 or 40 minutes. If I'm running for 2 or 3 hours, I could actually breathe through my nose without a problem. Your sweating slows down and stops. And really, your body's amazing when you take care of it properly. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to do a thing with a thin air. Well, that sounds like a hell of a way. Where's the St. Patty's Day parade on Saturday?
I think Blue Ridge has one, yeah.
And Flounder, how about you and Mrs. Flounder? The weekend, big St. Patty's. I didn't really think this really is a St. Patty's Day weekend. I guess I didn't think about it because I don't do anything on St. Patty's Day. It's just another amateur night. Anyway, Flounder, what things on tap?
Not sure. Been helping my aunt and uncle kind of rearrange some stuff at their place. So kind of been helping move over the past couple days.
Oh, okay. All right.
Fun stuff.
So the wife's got you shopping for curtains later, I'm guessing?
No, I'm not there yet.
Yeah, let's go to the Bill Burr, I think, did a comment. Yeah, let's go to the container store. Let's look at containers
and
some
baskets. $12 eggs. Now you're thinking. I'll pull that one up.
Yeah, $12. Yeah, $12 eggs Benedict. It's $14 at the. Yeah.
I got a question for you.
Yes, of course.
What does it mean when you're driving home at night, like last night, and this furtive little creature goes across the road in front of you? You can't figure out what it is till you get closer, and you realize that a black cat has literally just walked across in front of you under a full moon. By the way, I had a beautiful moon last night.
Yeah.
But you have a black cat under a full moon, and the cat stops and looks at you.
Well, you're doomed. It's over. Sorry, I just...
That's the treadmill. That's what the treadmill is.
Your heart is going to explode on the treadmill Tuesday. Ladies and gentlemen. That's very possible. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, it's Friday. We're goofing around. Oh, by the way, did you hear the morning show? I don't know whether, Pete, you heard it, but this morning, man, they were... and the Flounders got copies of this stuff. Apparently, there's a German band that has, for some reason, linked in has linked into the Kimmer Show and have become big fans of the Kimmer Show.
Spinning tails on air. And Kimmer's got a shotgun decade to spare. Thought it's 3, but now it's 10. Presents for years, where to begin?
Presents
in a stash, she's got a plan. Gifts for his crew, he's the man. Friends just stare, they're all confused. Kimmer's love gets misconstrued. He's got the gift. Na 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 na.
Yeah.
Bullets for love.
Bullets for love, they call this song.
For years he's feeling alive, but they don't get it. No matter how he tries, he's got the gift. Na 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 na. Searching for her. Na 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 na. A nice girl spook out what he gets.
I don't. And there's apparently a wild German band. Oh, there's a million of them. Well, we'll be entertaining you. Flouder's got them all in there, I think. I don't know.
Isn't that an oxymoron, German band?
I don't know.
German rock and roll.
But didn't Saturday Night Live used to do a skit where they had German music? When you're singing like this, and they're like little automated movements. And
touch my monkey.
Yeah. God. Anyway, Kim Rapine Flounder, 404-741-1230, 1230. Neil, the Kim Rapine Flounder Show. And Neil Bortz at 4 o'clock, by the way. So and this should be fun because there's a lot of stuff going on. Incidentally, there's a lot of stuff going on. And we'll get to it. We have the shutdown, which we knew. And by the way, they were screwed, and now they're trying to pretend that they're doing it for the best for the country. That Schumer says, well, go ahead and file my ass. Yeah, you were screwed. And, of course, Ocasio Bang Bang Stupidio, as he's saying, is calling for your murder. And we're coming to get you, Schumer, suspected child molester. Anyway, she wants him assassinated, I think. I heard somewhere like that. Anyway, what's the matter?
The last 2 days, people have been posting the same Democrats now saying that it's a good thing to shut it down, saying it was a horrible thing 2 years ago.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Or 4 years ago when Trump was.
Yeah, these freaking phonies. And by the way, speaking of phonies, Jon Stewart had a great. I heard it on the morning show this morning. I didn't know where. I guess it was on his show. Jon Stewart talking about. It was either really sarcastic or really exactly spot on about the phony media. All of a sudden discovering, gee, there was some kind of a cover-up with the Department of Justice over political reasons. I've never heard. I can't imagine a country going through that kind of thing, stuff like that. Anyway, you'll hear that for us too. Let's see. Jeez, we got so much. A lot of political stuff, including everything from the self-signing pen to Tulsi Gabbard's going after the folks. But I'll tell you what, more and more investigations. This is just the very beginning of what this administration is after, unless the judges keep stopping. And by the way, you're going to hear from one girl judge, the judge who blocked Donald Trump from firing all those people, going on a rampage about her political views, which we'll play for here in a second, too. I'll do all that stuff for you, too. Flounders Funnies, Holy Crap at Sports with Pete Davis. All right, we got some tweets. We got a game. And Neil Bortz at 4 o'clock. And a couple observations. This was the first day that I came to work since maybe in a very long time that I did not wear or bring a jacket. Because it's in the street, it's like 73 degrees, and I know going into the garage later on, it's going to be 42. So I'm hoping that when the sunshine will warm up that concrete and steel. Yeah. Anyway, but I thought this is remarkable. I mean, the first day that I haven't actually needed any. I mean, even thought about bringing it because it was so beautiful, which it's a great sign. Let's hope.
Hitler's bunker was warmer than that parking.
There must be some kind of cooling agent in there. I swear to God. And by the way, it's open. There was an open slats in the parking garage deck goes up in the circles and stuff. Obviously the hawk comes flying through there like Chicago in the wintertime. I mean, and between all three, holy crap, you just get, nipples get hard as a rock, I'm telling you. Anyway, all right, 404-741-1230. What else we got here? Shall we start? I even hate starting. I don't feel like starting.
Okay, if you don't, let me hit you with the trivia question that won us the trivia last night.
Okay.
You ready?
All right, I'm ready.
Okay, hatters, like in Alice in Wonderland, were considered mad. Mad hatters.
Yeah.
They would slowly go mad because they used something when they made the hats that would turn some of them crazy. What was that substance?
Glue?
No, not the glue.
In a hat. The fabric of the hat, leather, band. I can't imagine what makes up a hat other than the material of the hat and the band. And I don't know.
I think they used it to stiffen the hat to make it stand up.
Oh, like wire or something?
Mercury.
Oh, well, yeah. I remember. Hell, as a kid, we used to have uranium watches. We all had glow-in-the-dark uranium watches. We all wore them. We all had them.
It wasn't uranium. It was called something else, wasn't it? The green glowing thing?
Yeah,
it was something.
It was bad for you.
Yeah, it wasn't good for you.
It was radiation. I mean, it was, anyway, that's what they were.
There was a word.
What the hell was and now you've got it. Now I almost had it to glow. I almost had it.
I know, it's glow dark. It was green uranium, but they didn't call it uranium.
What the hell was it? Oh, somebody will know. 404-741-1230. If you're old enough to remember what those little glow-in-the-dark watches were that we all had, it turned out to be dangerous as hell. It's like when they put asbestos in all the schools. Every school in America was made filled with asbestos for fire prevention. And who knew?
I got another question for you here.
Yeah.
Midget porn. Who watches midget porn? Midgets or regular-sized people? Who's watching that?
I can't even, I'm so sorry. And God bless them. I hope they all have all the sex they want and fall in love and are perfectly perfect. But I just don't want to look at it. I don't
Is
even
it half and half between
I'm just not. All right, 314. It's Friday. Kevin Pete and Flounder on 106.3. But Herb, how you doing? Everybody's a beautiful day, and let's see what's going on. And those stupid watches. What were those watches? Crap, I can't remember. I hate that. Radium. That's what it was. The man and his wife in the laboratory, the radium people.
Curry.
The Curry people. That's right. Thank you. The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's the camera. How's it going? Here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
I admire most of what Donald Trump is doing. I wish he'd slow down Elon Musk, not in what he's doing, but how he acts. I love what Elon Musk is doing, but, hey, guy, don't dance around with chainsaws. I'm not even allowed to own a chainsaw.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
All right, now we're going to Stovall. Actually, it'll be next month. The Stovall Company. These are wholesale landscapers, a family business. If you're a landscaper or a builder or a contractor and you're putting in a pool or a backyard and you need trees and shrubs and bushes and sod and patio rock and boulders and concrete and stone and stuff like that, they've got it all. And the nice thing about Paul and Tripp and Devin, there's a family business for 75 years. They go above and beyond because they're a family. And if you need something, to get it to you. It's that simple. They're opening up. They have their brand new store, Union Hill Road, number 11 in Canton, and we're going to be there to do a show there next month. We'll keep you posted in a couple of weeks. Anyway, job site delivery, they do it all the time. Irrigation stuff, they've got it all. On the web, look them up, StovallInc.com.
HGI Wealth Advisors is your financial defense partner, preparing you for the unexpected when the inevitable happens in life. Our tailored strategies empower families to build wealth, generate infinite income, and mitigate taxes, fees, and penalties. At HGI Wealth Advisors, we help you transfer wealth while creating an everlasting legacy. Our goal is to ensure you meet your financial needs today, tomorrow, and into retirement. Our experienced team is committed to ensuring your legacy endures for generations to come. Learn more at hgiwealthadvisors.com.
The smallest Mercedes-Benz SUV goes big on innovation. With a virtual voice assistant, dual 10.25-inch displays, and wireless CarPlay standard. A hybrid 221 horsepower Turbo 4 8-speed transmission and 18-inch wheels are wrapped in sporty style. Get an exceptional offer on the 2025 Mercedes-Benz GLA 250 SUV. Just $439 per month for 39 months with $44.33 due at signing exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this vehicle and many other models during the RBM of Atlanta's spring sales event. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta, Sandy Springs through March 31st, 2025. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia Lemon Law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit us at rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
You've likely heard about Relief Factor and how so many people enjoy a better, more pain-free life because of it. If you're dealing with everyday pain, it makes sense you'd want to try it first. Well, Relief Factor makes that pretty pain-free too, with their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. An easy, affordable way to see how it could literally change your life. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain temporarily. It helps reduce or eliminate pain. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. Trying it couldn't be easier with their 3-week quick start for only $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. And it just takes a phone call. 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're having pain, every day you feel better is a day you live better. Try Relief Factor's 3-week quick start today. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
It's here. The factory-authorized Liberty Safe truckload clearance event. For 3 days only, the Safe Market and Liberty Safes of Atlanta is slashing prices by up to 40% on top-quality American-made safes. Gun safes, home security safes, all must be sold. With 3 convenient locations, there's never been a better time to buy. Thursday, March 20th through Saturday, March 22nd only. Shop online or come into any of our 3 stores for more savings. Call 770-242-0055 or visit thesafemarket.com. 770-242-0055.
Keep up with all of our shows and the latest headlines by following XTRA 106.3 on Instagram, X, Facebook, Truth Social, and all your social media platforms. Plus exclusive giveaways and more. So follow now at XTRA 106.3.
It's Let It Rip Friday. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3. How you doing? 319-404-741-1230 is the number. You got a phone call coming right up. First, you two. Yeah. Okay, kind of a haunted, a typical haunting sort of a song. YouTube. In 2006, it was revealed that Rolling Stone magazine said U2 made the most money of all the groups in 2005. U2 earned $154 million. Rolling Stone's second place earned $92 million. Eagles in third place earned $63 million. Paul McCartney alone in fourth with $56 million. And Elton John in fifth place of earnings in 2005 with about $49 million. Well, good for you. Phone calls take priority. Let It Rip Friday. It's Martin on the radio. Hello, Martin. How's it going?
It's going great. It's going great. Listen, tell Flounder the weather may be bad this weekend, but that's okay. There's a lot of garage sales they can go to.
Pull over here, honey. There's a sign. We're not open for 4 hours, ma'am. You know, these kind of people, they're in your driveway at 6 in the morning waiting for you to open the garage door, you know.
Exactly. All right. Pete, if he can get his sports thing done early, and then after that, notify his next of kin. That cat issue sounds to be serious.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous about that whole deal with the cat and the full moon and the thing. Yeah, well, whatever.
Yeah. Then the radioactive stuff. Sailing one time, it was early in the morning, about 4 a.m., I come up topside, and my friend was messing with this compass device that had barium or rhodium in it or whatever.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, and he had been messing with it and broke it.
Uh-oh.
And his right eye, entire right side of his face was all glowing.
Oh, are you serious? Oh, my God.
He's still alive, anyhow.
What, did he have any, serious lasting effect or anything? It must have been brutal.
No, he was already crazy to begin with.
Well, it sounds about normal. Cool, Martin. Yeah. Well, thanks, man. Now, did you ever have one of those watches? Are you old enough to remember those watches?
Yeah, of course. Let me ask you a couple of quick things, okay?
Sure, absolutely. Take your time.
Have we seen the report on the Kennedy papers?
No, and I'll tell you what, we got a story coming up that girl.
The Epstein files?
Yeah, well, that Luna girl wants them all. The Congress, Luna wants all that stuff released, and she's after him again. In fact, she's passing a law, introducing a bill to make them come forward with that stuff. Yeah, I agree with you.
Did we do anything to change the budget instead of adopting the Biden budget?
They haven't voted on it. Well, they're allowing it to be voted on, but believe me, we need a win. No, Schumer realized that they were going to give Donald Trump a win if they blocked it the other way, so they had no choice. Republicans have to stick together because they have to win, no matter what it costs for this very beginning.
I want to argue that it's great to have a party allegiance, but bottom line is, these things are not getting done, and the problem is, Musk can't cut the spending fast enough to match the amount of spending they're doing, which will offset it. It's just like I'm getting cold watching this. I hope I'm wrong. Trust me.
Well,
I want
it's like
all
with
that he ran on to happen.
Yeah.
But we still have the damn CIA, FBI, and
it's
we're
been
voting
2
on these
months,
big
Martin.
budgets.
It's been like 6 weeks.
I agree.
My
I
God.
agree. I agree. So,
Jesus.
I hope he steers back in the right direction.
You know, in
okay?
fact, this is funny. I swear to God, last night there are 2 or 3 examples where reporters were asking J.D. Vance and asking Donald Trump, as far as saying, well, you say American companies are going to come back and boy, it's going to be great. Well, how long is it going to take? And he says, well, you have to understand, you can't just have a company just all of a sudden start building in America. They have to build the companies. They have to build the plants. It's going to take 18 or 20 months. So, I mean, my God, it's just, he's been in office 6 weeks.
I agree with you. I agree entirely. All right.
Anyway, your point's well taken, but at some point we have to balance the budget. And I saw another thing, 2 things actually. Speaking of this, Martin, which I believe he's true, and I believe it'll happen. Donald Trump is vowing to balance the budget. I hope so. He says he will balance the budget. And secondly, I heard him say that his goal is to have no American making $150,000 a year or less pay any taxes.
That's not a bad idea. All right, so listen, Flounder, have fun this weekend, and somebody notify Pete's next of kin.
There you go. All right, thanks, Martin.
We hate to see you go, buddy.
All right, man. Adios, my friend. Martin right there. 324, Kara Pete and Flounder, 404-741-1230. Oh, by the way, ladies, I got a little birthday thing for you. This will be fun. When your lover, your boyfriend, or your husband, or maybe both come first one you see, say, hey, honey, did you hear what happened to Sasha Grey? And if he says, no, what? Then you say, oh, you dirty rotten. Sasha Grey's a porn star. It's her birthday today. She's 37. And she's a very, very, very famous porn star from years ago who became the first porn star in a serious effort to try to go mainstream. She had a major role as a porn star on the show Entourage. She started dating Vince. He tried to get her to stop making porn. And then she was in Steven Soderbergh's The Girlfriend Experience, a multiple personality thriller called Scribbler, and a horror flick called Would You Rather. And she was trying to go mainstream after being, she's 37, but she's been a hooker or a porn star for 20 years. Anyway, if you ask your husband, what happened to Sasha Grey? If he knows who she is, then he's probably, whatever. I'm just a little teasing there for the fun. Okay, 404-741-1230. Shut up. Give her Pete Flower.
Getting a lot of guys in trouble today.
Well, you can say, well, yeah, my buddy, I owe profit, and so what? Give your husband a break. And then if he doesn't know, then you become Sasha Grey for the rest of the day. All right. We mentioned her. Oh, wait a minute. Now, what the hell's happened to my phone here? There we go. You know what happened? My stinking phone got upgraded overnight without my permission. I did not plug it in. I didn't want it to be done. And my dirty stinking phone got upgraded anyway. And now everything's freaking different.
You at some point gave them permission to do that. You hit a button. Yes, you did. That's the only way they can do it, is if you at some point said hit it and said forget it. And
now, like erasing things and look at it's just there's another thing. I mean, it's just anyway. Fine,
it's intuitive.
I know. In fact, speaking of that, it reminds me of the first time I played video games with my stepson. And we're sitting down and got the controller. It's okay, so go. And all of a sudden, he puts this little dot thing on the screen, on the TV screen, on like somebody's elbow in the upper left-hand corner, and then all of a sudden he's got 19 rockets to shoot at me, and I'm going, where the hell did you get those rockets from that guy's elbow? Oh, well, if their elbows. I said, well, how did you know that? And I didn't know. I mean, there's no rules. I mean, it's just they all know this stuff. I mean, God. Anyway, in fact, that's the only saving grace about AI. Is that if we have a generation that's raised on all this stuff, maybe they'll be able to survive and keep us all alive.
But humans are going to get dumber if AI is doing everything, which will make AI easier to take over.
Well, we will no longer be able to think. We'll only be able to find, and you have to hope that someone will be able to make one link to the next. I mean, it's almost going to be like starting over, like from caveman learning how to write and read, because it's all going to be different and brand new that no one's ever done.
The only way we survive is if we integrate with the neural uplinks and we become cyborgs, we become one with AI.
I honestly, in 100 years, 200 years, if we're alive, can you imagine?
Well, I
seriously.
Don't think
I mean, if the world is not blown up and there are people still, having babies and families, and there's still life in 200 years, can you imagine the progress
25 years,
danger.
there will be cyborgs in 25 years.
Well, they're saying AI is going to change everything, like in 18 months, it'll just, you won't even recognize what's going on. And it's multiplying every day. Every day it's getting more and more and more.
Exponentially. Yeah.
Oh, goody. 328. All right, let's see. Chuck Schumer caved last night. He said, I believe my job to make the best choice for the country to minimize the harms. Yeah, harms my butt. And again, just get this done so Donald Trump can get us a freaking thing and eventually balance the freaking budget. Of course, the Democrats are going crazy that he allowed the vote to take place. And again, it hasn't happened yet. He allowed the vote to go forward in the Senate. Now it goes back to see whether it'll pass. And I think it probably will. But again, it's another step. So that's a fairly new thing that happened. We also have another update about Donald Trump. Oh, and you're going to hear from a federal judge who acted like kind of a skank also. Tulsi Gabbard has done something new, announcing a crackdown on those leaks. The intelligence community, she says, has to be focused on the mission. We will not undermine our national security and the trust of the people, and leaks will not be tolerated, like the one who shared information to the Huffington Post, a leaker sharing information with Israel and Iran with the Washington Post, a leaker, the intelligence community sharing information with Russia's relationship with NBC, and a leaker sharing information on Russian collusion activities around the world with The Record. Those are just a few. And she's going after them all, and you're going to be prosecuted. So, again, they're just putting you on the record. Also, the auto pen. President Trump has made extreme measures different from what President Slimebag was doing with the auto pen to make sure that, in fact, we'll talk about this in a minute. There are real serious questions, very serious questions about whether Joe Biden actually did anything on any bill he signed, or whether he even knew it. There are aides quoting this one staffer that everybody was afraid of, and no one ever asked him a question. They all knew he was doing the auto pen. No one ever said, hey, to Joe, nobody ever said, can we prove it? Nothing. They were afraid to talk to him. And he did all the auto pens. Or she, maybe it was Dr. Cuckold Queen. God, I bet it was her. She should have stopped him anyway. All right, 3:30, come up, people. It's Friday. Have a little fun, will you? It's Friday afternoon. That's Herb, and I'm like, yeah, stand by.
Finally, a president that will fight for American values.
The American dream is surging bigger and better than ever before.
And finally, an Atlanta news station that covers it the right way. XTRA 106.3 isn't about traffic and weather. We care about the stories that matter most to you, your family, and your community. Get traffic and weather on your phone and get Atlanta's only conservative conversation right here on XTRA 106.3 FM and the XTRA app.
Okie dokie, 331, Kim, Pete, and Flounder. And man, we've got new health stuff going on in America. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is doing stuff on healthy things and stuff like that. It reminds me, if you are looking for a health insurance plan and you're sick and tired of paying all those high premiums and you know what the devil this so-called Obamacare, Schmamacare business is all about, Trump Care is ready for you with a health insurance doctor. His name is Steven, the health insurance doctor. And if you want things in your plan, maybe a $0 deductibles, no forking over the $50 when you walk in the office, maybe things that take care of eyeglass stuff and maybe cancer stuff and chronic illness stuff and dental stuff, vision stuff. I mean, there's all kinds of things. Now, if you're not a big fan of looking through, computer records and tables and charts and graphs and stuff, Steven is a health insurance doctor bringing Trump Care. Saving money. He's got people saving 60% on annual premiums. That means thousands of dollars a year. Year-round plans available, subsidies, no problem getting that stuff, no penalties from the IRS. I didn't know they had that kind of thing. Oh, by the way, Stephen looks up all the stuff, get your plan, whatever position you're in, if you have a company or family or whatever you're looking for. He'll look up all this stuff for you, and you don't have to pay him. It's free to you. Number 678-523-0759. On the web, healthinsurancedoctor.net.
Central Heating and Air Conditioning wants you to know the start of the new season is the perfect time to ensure your home's comfort. Don't wait like most people do to have your HVAC system serviced. Your home should have maintenance twice a year. Maintenance helps keep your system running at peak efficiency and extends the life of your equipment. So turn to Atlanta's Carrier experts for your system's maintenance. With Central, you get Carrier products, Carrier warranty, and Carrier peace of mind. It's allergy season, and Central Heating and Air can fix what ails your house and possibly your family with home ventilation and air quality products. Central has packages designed around health using variable speed, fresh air ventilation, air cleaners, air purifiers, dehumidifiers, and more. Central Heating and Air is one of the few second-generation, locally owned and operated HVAC companies in Atlanta. With Central, you're not just a number, you're a member of the family. It's been that way since 1947, and they've serviced over 100,000 customers right here in Atlanta. Call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Have you thought about securing your hard-earned assets? Do you have concerns about the future? Protecting assets is crucial, and that's where Nelson Elder Care Law excels. As a family-owned and family-focused firm, we provide absolute assurance and peace of mind through our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust, tailored services in estate planning, probate administration, Medicaid crisis solutions, guardianship, and conservatorship. Our goal is to exceed your expectations and empower informed decisions. Visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com for asset protection and peace of mind.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 3 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffers from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. We provide testosterone replacement therapy, the P shot, and treatment for ED, PE, and Peyronie's disease. There's not just one therapy that can solve these complex issues. When you visit our clinic, you're going to see me. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. 404-777-1911. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. 404-777-1911. Online at tbtofga.com. Hi, my name is Steve from Marietta, and we hired ATL Turf Co. to build our dream backyard golf setup. They installed a large 4-hole putting green, a sand bunker, a short game area, and did a full conversion to artificial grass around the pool with decorative retaining walls. ATL Turf Co. was really creative. They were efficient. The installation was a breeze. Price was completely reasonable, and I definitely appreciated their communication throughout the project. I would definitely recommend ATL Turf Co. to anybody thinking about doing a backyard makeover. You can check them out online right now at atlturfco.com.
The Ford Truck Month Blowout Sale at Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs is here, and there's never been a better time to drive home a 2024 Ford F-150 from Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs.
Right now, save up to $15,000 off MSRP on select models. So much power, so many possibilities. Whether you need a tough workhorse or a truck loaded with luxury and tech, the F-150 is built to handle it all.
With so many F-150s to choose from and an easy buying process, Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs makes finding your perfect truck simple and hassle-free.
Just 4 miles north of 285 on Roswell Road, Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs is one of the largest selections of new and used Fords in Atlanta.
From rugged Broncos to family-friendly Explorers and America's best-selling trucks, your next Ford is waiting.
Visit JimEllisFord.com or stop by today.
Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs, where you can always expect the best.
2024 Ford F-150 XLT. Example stock number F12762L. MSRP is $59,995. After Jim Ellis discounts, final sale price is only $44,145. Just add TABT and state fees. Offer expires March 31st, 2025. Let's be here to enjoy the Left's Meltdown together. XTRA 106.3 is dialed into all the latest breaking news and headlines, so you don't have to suffer through the left-wing spin. Get it right from Atlanta's only conservative voice. XTRA 106.3 FM and the XTRA app.
All right, look out. Well, now, boys, we got a couple of phone calls, but Pam Bondi is speaking. Let's go live for a minute, see what's going on. Pam Bondi.
And we all work for the greatest president in the history of our country.
He's visiting DOJ
We are so
today.
proud to work at the directive of Donald Trump. It is, he will never stop fighting for us, and we will never stop fighting for him and for our country. It is an honor to welcome
Oh my God, he's going
to
to
the
speak.
Department of Justice
Should we stay
the
here for a while?
45th and the 46th
Yeah.
of the United States.
I think it's a little loud, ma'am.
What?
That's pretty funny.
What?
There he goes. Oh my God, it looked like a Saturday Night Live routine with a fake guy. It didn't even look real. Oh my God. Well, now we got a couple of. Can you guys hold Bill and Robert if you want to hold on? Or maybe we should come back. It's going to take a few minutes for him to say hi and everything. Should we come back?
Yeah.
It's President Trump.
There he is.
Well, thank you very much.
Let's stay here for a few minutes, okay?
Thank you, Pam,
Let's do
very
this.
much. What a job you're doing. And it's a true honor to be with you today. This is a storied hall, if there ever was one. And based on the crowd, I think we broke the all-time record. But as we begin a proud new chapter in the chronicles of American justice, this really is something. We're turning the page on 4 long years of corruption, weaponization, and surrender to violent criminals, and we're restoring fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law. And you're the people that are doing it. I'm very, very proud of all of you. Under the Trump administration, the DOJ and the FBI will once again become the premier crime-fighting agencies on the face of the earth. People ask me, what am I going to do about law enforcement all the time? The fake news back there, they're asking me that all the time. What am I going to do? And when are you going to do it? And I answer them by saying I've already done most of it by appointing the people that I've appointed. They're sitting right here. They've done most of it. I don't do it, they do it. Right, Pam? I think, you are so tough, they just don't know yet. Let me begin by congratulating the incredible people who will lead these historic reforms.
While he's doing that,
And we
for the
start
record, I
with
just checked. CNN
somebody that you just
and
saw, Pam Bondi.
MSNBC
She's
are both
extraordinary.
covering this
And
live.
I've known her very well.
When's the last time that happened? 4 years.
I watched her for a long time in Florida, for years in Florida, and highly experienced. She seems so young, but she's highly experienced, that I can tell you. She was a phenomenal attorney general in Florida, and she's going to do a really amazing job. Also, our new director of the FBI, Kash Patel. Kash, right. A man that I'm very proud of. I've known him and Emil for a long time under tremendous pressure. I saw these guys under some of the most corrupt judges. It's not even imaginable how corrupt they were. And these guys never wilted. They were not shy. They fought. They weren't afraid, and they were brilliant. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche and Principal Associate Deputy
I don't know how long
Attorney
to stay with this,
Amo
introducing people. Should we come
Bove.
back
And thank
later?
you both.
Yes, let's come back later. Sorry, and again, we'll try to. This will go on for a little while. In fact, our phone call's still there. I blew your whole musical intro.
They're still here. Which one, you want to go to Bill or Robert?
Let's go to Bill. He was Bill Sheehan, my buddy, who was one of the greatest Americans of all time, who I totally humiliated myself in front of, who then rewarded Pete Davis with a trip to the Masters as well. Hey, Bill, how you doing, man? Welcome aboard and happy Friday, sir.
Kimmer, it's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. And Pete, listen, when you go for that stress test, just pretend you're walking up number 8 at Augusta. It's the highest point of the tournament, So just pretend you're walking up number 8 and you'll be fine.
Pete Davis put on his Masters hat as you speak.
But the point I wanted to make is about this Mahmoud Khalil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He comes to this country. He's not a citizen.
No.
He's here to rabble-rouse and screw up things and mess up things. And it's the same thing for the Augusta national policy as our policy here in America is. You come here and you behave, and we'll take very good care of you, and you'll have a great time, and everything will be wonderful. But if you screw up, we're taking you out of here. We're going to take your credentials, and you're gone.
Yeah. And by the way, that's by agreement. Everybody knows that. I mean, this kid knew that there was a deal. There are rules you have to follow, and if you break them, just like you're saying, where you're standing this spring for the Masters. Absolutely true. Yeah, as it should be.
And that's the reason I've guarded my badges for so many years. and have kept them in the family. Never wanted to sell them, never had any idea of selling them, because I knew that if somebody went out there with my credentials and screwed up, we'd be gone.
Yeah.
We'd be off the list.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's old-fashioned decency and just being polite. You know, I mean, just obeying the rules and being polite and being a good citizen and, you know, enjoying, let everybody else enjoy the day around you, too. I mean, it's just common decency. I'm glad we're getting back to that. I hope.
Absolutely.
Bill, always a pleasure, my friend. Have a great weekend and have fun at the Masters again this year, too. I hope the weather holds for you all.
Top of the afternoon to you there, Tim.
Thank you, sir. Very kind. Very nice to talk to you. 343. Is Robert from Kennesaw maybe still holding? It's been a while. Robert, sorry. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm here.
I'd
just like to point out that the last time the national news put one of Trump's speeches on live, he ended up being shot out there in Butler, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, no, that's...
Keep the television set running there.
Oh, my God. What a great point. And I hate even to bring it up, but you're right. Oh, my God. Well, let's keep trying. Thank you, Robert. Let's go back to Donald.
In the year 2525, if mankind is still alive, if women can survive, then you have that song. I think you're young enough to remember.
I remember that song very well. Yes, I do. All right, Semper Fi, my friend. Let's go back to Donald Trump. Speaking of, thanks, man.
And with Pam and Cash and all of the people I introduced and far more, big numbers, and all of you sitting back there, I recognize so many of you. But with you leading the way, it'll soon be the most admired and most respected of all. You're going to be more respected, and I really believe that there's also a lot of things to solve, a lot of problems to solve. But that's going to put you in the upper tier and maybe the top tier, and I believe that's going to happen. I'm so proud of the people in this room. But first, we must be honest about the lies and abuses that have occurred within these walls. Unfortunately, in recent years, a corrupt group of hacks and radicals within the ranks of the American government obliterated the trust and goodwill built up over generations. They weaponized the vast powers of our intelligence and law enforcement agencies to try and thwart the will of the American people. You remember the 51 intelligence agents that said, as an example, that Hunter Biden's laptop from hell came from Russia when they knew it came right from his bedroom. They knew that. It was a big lie, and they knew it so well. They spied on my campaign, launched one hoax and disinformation operation after another, broke the law on a colossal scale, persecuted my family, staff, and supporters, raided my home, Mar-a-Lago, and did everything within their power to prevent me from becoming the president of the United States. With the help of radicals like Mark Elias, Mark Pomerantz, and these are people that nobody's ever seen anything like it. So many others, but these are people that are bad people, really bad people. They tried to turn America into a corrupt communist and third world country, but in the end, the thugs failed and the truth won. Freedom won, justice won, democracy won, and above all, the American people won. There could be no more heinous betrayal of American values than to use the law to terrorize the innocent and reward the wicked. And that's what they were doing at a level that's never been seen before. And it's exactly what you saw with Joe Biden, Merrick Garland, and their cronies to do the building of the last 4 years. They ripped, what they've ripped down is incalculable. But what you're going to build up is likewise something that will be breaking all sorts of records. They set loose violent criminals while targeting patriotic parents at school board meetings. They dropped charges against Antifa and Hamas supporters while labeling traditional Catholics as domestic terrorists. The Catholics, we did very well with the Catholic vote, so I want to thank them for that. They really did.
Boy, is he nailing them today. This is beautiful. Department of Justice, Donald Trump.
Say, what's with the Catholics? They're really after the Catholics. So I don't know. They were after a lot of people. Maybe they didn't even know why. They imported illegal alien murderers, drug dealers, and child predators from all over the world to come into our country while putting elderly Christians and pro-life activists on trial for singing hymns and for saying prayers. They went to jail for that. Our predecessors turned this Department of Justice into the Department of Injustice. But I stand before you today to declare that those days are over, and they are never going to come back. They're never coming back. So now, as the chief law enforcement officer in our country, I will insist upon and demand full and complete accountability for the wrongs and abuses that have occurred. The American people have given us a mandate like few people thought possible. We won every single swing state. We won the popular vote by millions and millions of people. We won districts, 2,750. Think of that, 2,750 districts compared to 505. So we won it at levels that have, I don't believe, ever seen before. That's the one where you see the map of the United States and it's all red. Red for Republican, not for communist. Red for Republican. They would like it to turn red for communist, but it didn't work out that way. The American people have given us a mandate and really just a far-reaching investigation is what they are demanding into the corruption of our system. And that's exactly, I'm sure, what Pam and Cash and everyone else mentioned here and not mentioned is going to be doing. We will expel the rogue actors and corrupt forces from our government. We will expose and very much expose their egregious crimes and severe misconduct, of which was levels you've never seen anything like it. It's going to be legendary. It's going to also be legendary for the people that are able to seek it out and bring justice. We will restore the scales of justice in America, and we will ensure that such abuses never happen again in our country. And that's why on day one, I signed an executive order banning all government censorship and directing the removal of every bureaucrat who conspired to attack free speech and many other things and values in America. My administration stripped the security clearances of the disgraced intelligence agents who lied about Hunter Biden's laptop from hell. We revoked the clearances of deranged Jack Smith, Alvin Bragg, Letitia James, and the crooked law firms that aided their partisan persecutions. And I went through it. These are state and city courts, and the corruption is unbelievable. We also terminated the clearances of the Biden crime family and Joe Biden himself. He didn't deserve it. In fact, he was essentially found guilty, but they said he was incompetent, and therefore let's not find him guilty, I guess. Nobody knows what that ruling was, but I didn't want any part of it. I think I would have rather been found guilty than what they found with him. They said he didn't know what the hell he was doing, and therefore he's let him go. I said, you know, I'd rather be convicted, Pam. I think that was not good. I said, please convict me. Don't say that. I pardoned hundreds of political prisoners who had been grossly mistreated. We removed the senior FBI officials who misdirected resources to send SWAT teams after grandmothers and J6 hostages. And it was a great honor for me to fire, I will tell you this, a great honor to fire James Comey. A great, great honor. That was nothing. There was no better day. A lot of people said, oh, that's too bad you did that. And they said that's going to be, and you know what? A year later, they said that actually saved the administration because the level of corrupt things that we learned after that turned out to be that they were doing, in fact, really bad things. He was a terrible person, did terrible things and persecuted people, and all in the guise of being an angel, but he wasn't an angel. We created a brand new DOJ task force and anti-Christian bias. And under Director Patel, we're getting the FBI agents out of the headquarters in Washington, D.C. and back on the streets in pursuit of dangerous criminals where they belong and where they want to be. And, you know, you have that big FBI building, and it's a very big building, and they were going to build an FBI headquarters 3 hours away in Maryland. a liberal state, but that has no bearing on what I'm about to say. But we're going to stop it. Not going to let that happen. We're going to build another big FBI building right where it is, which would have been the right place because the FBI and the DOJ have to be near each other. You can't that's one thing I did learn from this persecution. The FBI and the DOJ work together. Now, in my case, they work together for bad purposes, but they do. They were always together. So how can you have one that's 3 hours away? But one thing I said to Cash...
Are we okay? Do we have to break here, Flounder? I don't know about the law. I'm a little nervous about it.
Building. He said, sir, we don't need that kind of room. I said, what do you mean? He said, I'm just going to take a old Department of Commerce building that's about 25% the size.
Kissing section.
And that's what I need. We're going to have the best staff that you've ever seen.
Are we okay?
It's in a nice location, but
I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Building. Why don't you just sell the site to somebody? And we're going to be very happy.
President speaking.
They want to have far fewer people, but we also want to have them in D.C. And for no other reason, we like having law enforcement walking the streets of our capital. Because when the bad guys are out there and they see there's an FBI agent, that's the ultimate in law enforcement. And they're not going to be acting so bad. We're cleaning up our city. We're cleaning up this great capital. And we're not going to have crime, and we're not going to stand for crime. And we're going to take the graffiti down, and we're already taking the tents down, and we're working with the administration. And if the administration can't do the job, we're going to have to take it back and run it through the federal government. But we hope the administration is going to be able. So far, they've been doing very well. The mayor's been doing a good job. We said there are tents galore,
see the videos?
Right opposite the State Department. They have to come down, and they took them down right away. And so far, so good. But we want to have a capital that can be the talk of the world. When Prime Minister Modi of India, when the President of France, and all of these people, the head of Prime Minister of United Kingdom, they all came to see me over the last week and a half. And when they come in, I had the route run. I didn't want to have them see tents. I didn't want to have them see graffiti. I didn't want to have them see broken barriers and potholes in the roads, and we had it looking beautiful.
If we have to break, Flounder, go ahead. You want to take a couple of minutes?
We'll do just a commercial spot and we'll come back.
Capital. When people come here, they're not going to be mugged or shot or raped.
Look out, it's a Kimber. We've got your afternoons covered, all right. And the Morning Extra's got your drive-in from 6 to 10 a.m., too.
The CBS polling, and you know they hated putting this poll out. I'm surprised they did.
These numbers are not good.
Not for us, anyway.
Let's let the country know.
Donald Trump is delivering on the promises he has made. 70% approval.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. on XTRA 106.3 FM and the XTRA app.
Hey, it's a Kimmer. You know, a great smile can make you more successful as well as make you happy. Yes, it's true. And your smile's waiting for you at my dentist, Dr. Dina Giesler, my friend for 30 years and dentist forever. This woman at Atlanta Smiles, atlantasmiles.com, the dentist with the doggy. It's really true, whether it's just regular cleaning or bridges or crowns or are your teeth bothering a little bit, maybe a little ache or something, or your gums it's not going to get better on its own. Take it from me, I found that out the hard way. Taking care of your teeth and gums, and everybody's happy. And by the way, you can relax with Dr. Dina. This is an individual, private VIP experience. So latest technology. She used AI to get my last thing done at my last visit. And don't forget the doggy. She's a little doggy to take a nap in your lap while you're getting your work done. And this staff, these ladies are angels, I promise you. You'll love going there. A veteran herself, Dr. Dina, 10% veterans discount off the top. Tell them when you call. 404-262-7733. Your smile's waiting. Get the doggy, atlantasmiles.com.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Kawasaki. The grass is starting to grow, and that means your equipment needs to be ready for anything this spring will bring. Keep it running strong with Kawasaki genuine parts. From air filters to oil, blades to belts, Kawasaki parts are built for performance and trusted to keep your equipment in peak condition all spring long. Don't let downtime slow your projects. Get Kawasaki parts at Howard Brothers. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Kawasaki and Howard Brothers.
Here today with Evan Ward, the founder, president, and financial advisor with Atlas Retirement. And Evan, we've recently seen markets soaring. And with that, some folks a little worried the market may crash. So when we hear recession talk, particularly for those in retirement, what can folks do? What can your clients do to better protect their savings?
You know, Kevin, the only people
that remember how much money they lost in the housing crisis was the folks who sold their homes during retirement. You look back at the dot-com crash, you look at the housing crisis in the market, that was 15 and 20 years ago, respectively. And so you were 20 years younger. And when you're that far away from retirement, you're not looking to spin that asset down. So it's a bad day. It hurts, but it's not life-changing. But that same attitude, now that you're nearing and in retirement, can come back to haunt you, because now you are using those assets. You are relying on that resource, and you are that person selling the house in the middle of the housing crisis because your assets are what you're using to provide your retirement. What we do is we put together a plan that says no matter what the timing of the market, you have a bad market right before, or even worse, right after you retire, you're not sitting there going, oh gosh, I don't have enough anymore. I need to go back to work. The whole point of working as hard as you have your whole life is to make sure that isn't ever in the cards. You have a plan in place, that you have the confidence that you will never have to worry about the timing of the market and how it's affecting your resources that you are relying on.
Call Atlas Retirement today for a complimentary risk review on your savings and investments. That number is 678-736-7799, 678-736-7799, or online at atlasretirement.net. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
For half a century, glyphosate has affordably and effectively protected Georgia farmers' crops from invasive weeds. Without it, the impact would be felt beyond the fields, hitting Americans where it hurts, our wallets. That's why the Modern Ag Alliance advocates for farmers' continued access to essential crop protection tools so food prices don't rise even more. Get the facts at controlweedsnotfarming.com. Paid for by the Modern Ag Alliance in support of Georgia farmers.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
All right, it's 3:59. We're going right back to Donald Trump, right through the news.
It's never going to happen with Ukraine.
Is it the DOJ?
Allowing October 7th to happen would have never happened, because under me, Iran was totally broke. They had no money. They weren't giving any money to Hamas or Hezbollah. It was totally broke. But allowing inflation, look at what inflation's done to people, been so devastating. And now you see that, by the way, price of eggs is down 35% in the last week and a half. We're doing a good job. Brooke is doing a good job. Brooke Rollins and everybody. And inflation's down, interest rates are down, gasoline has come down to a level that we haven't seen in a long time. All things that we wanted to do, because then everything else is going to be coming down. We want it to come down. We want bacon to come down, and groceries, a term I used to use. It's sort of an old-fashioned term, but I used to use it on the campaign trail, those last 90 perfect, beautiful days. We just hit it. And I want to thank Susie. You have done a great job. Susie Wiles.
That's his chief of staff.
Great job, Susie.
She holds the hammer.
A big magazine just named her the most powerful woman in the world, and that's okay with me. She is the most powerful woman. You think about it, John, right? The most powerful woman in the world, but she's great. And we had a great 90 days. It was a perfect 90 days, and it was a great result, but we want to put that result to good use by doing a phenomenal job. And I want to tell you that Todd and Emil know this very well. We had an amazing judge in Florida, and her name is Eileen Cannon, and I didn't know her. I still don't know her. I don't believe I ever spoke to her, even during the trial. But I did appoint her, federal judge. And these fake lawyers, these horrible human beings, were hitting her so hard, public relations-wise. They were playing the ref. I don't think it's legal. I don't think it's legal. They might as well go out and just shout it in a courthouse. They were saying she was slow, she wasn't smart, she was totally biased.
Oh, man.
She loved Trump. I didn't know her, other than I saw her the couple of days that I was in court, and I thought her decorum was amazing. Anything bad they could say, though, they were saying about her, it was whatever they could say bad about a human being, all made up, because actually she was brilliant. She moved quickly. She was the absolute model of what a judge should be. and she was strong and tough. And how do you get them to stop if you're a judge? How do you get them to stop with the playing the ref? Bobby Knight would play the ref. That's why I brought up the Bobby Knight story. He would play the ref. He'd scream at the ref. He'd scream so hard. Oh, boy, it was terrible, actually. And the people would come up, his assistant coaches would come up to the place. Coach, don't do that. Don't do it. He said he's not going to change his tune, Coach. He called it. He's not changing. I don't care. And he's screaming. That's when he threw the chair. He starts going crazy. And he said, no, he's not going to change this time, but he's going to change for the next play. And sure as hell he did. You know, Bobby, by the way, had the last undefeated team in basketball. And relatively speaking, you know, he had that team. He always had a team. He never had that. Well, he had a couple of great players, obviously, some top NBA players, but very few relatively. He had a team, but he won the national championship 3 times. But he had the last undefeated team in basketball. And he would play the ref, and he would scream at him. He knew exactly what he was doing. They're doing the same thing. They said, no, he's not going to change now, but he's going to change for the next one. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to scare the hell. They wanted to scare the hell out of the judges, and they do it. And how do you stop it if you're a judge? Because you want to go home, you have a family, you have children, and the New York Times will write whatever these people say, and the Washington Post, and the Wall Street Journal, and MSDNC, and the fake news CNN, and ABC, and CBS, and NBC, and they'll write whatever they say. And what do you do to get rid of it? You convict Trump. All you have to do is be really tough on him and ultimately convict him, and they leave you alone. It's totally illegal what they do. I just hope you can all watch for it, but it's totally illegal. And it was so unfair what they were doing to her. But they do it all the time with judges. But in her case, she was very courageous, and it only made her angry. Wouldn't you say? It just made her angry. She didn't like it. A lot of them say, oh, please don't say that about me. My family, what's my husband going to say? What's my wife going to say, or my kids? Please don't say that. And it had absolutely no impact on her in the case against me, which was a case, I will not use a bad word. I promised my wife I would never use a bad word. So just a little bad. The case against me was bullshit.
Oh, boy. All right,
and
sir.
she correctly dismissed it. She correctly. Look at Emil. He's looking. He said, that's interesting. But these 2 guys were warriors. You got a warrior here. You got 2 warriors, I can tell you that. You got a whole bunch of them. But, and they wouldn't quit. They wouldn't take no for an answer. They just wouldn't quit. These 2 people right up here, and some others that are involved with it indirectly. And what the lawyers do is they're doing it to the Supreme Court justices, hoping that they'll be overcome by the horrible things they say about them. They say things about Supreme Court justices and judges that are just horrible. They're playing the ref. Remember the way they treated Justice Thomas and Justice Alito and Justice Kavanaugh, Justice Gorsuch. Chief Justice Roberts get treated unbelievably badly, and they're hoping that they can sway them to go along because, again, what do? They're humans. You know, like it would be wonderful if everybody was just a perfect computer machine. But they're not. They're humans. And they don't want to be accused of many, many things, including gross incompetence. They don't like it, and they don't want it. There's not much they can do about it. You know, they're in a position they can't really fight back really very well. And so what they do is sometimes they get weak. I would say a majority, maybe, of the times. That's why I'm so impressed with Judge Cannon in Florida, how strong she was, how she held up. It actually made her more resolute than anything I've seen. I mean, it was amazing because they were hitting her so hard. It was so sad to watch this. But it's sad what they do to other judges. It's very sad what they do to the Supreme Court. And a lot of the judges that I had, if you look at them, they take tremendous abuse in the New York Times and the Washington Post, all of the different networks. They take such abuse. And honestly, very simply, they're afraid of bad publicity. They don't want bad publicity. And it's truly interference, in my opinion, and it should be illegal, and it probably is illegal in some form. There's no difference than speaking to a judge or shouting to a judge or doing whatever you have to do in a courthouse. They're doing it behind the back. They're usually doing it anonymously. They're saying anonymously, off the record, the judge is no good, but everybody knows where it's coming from. And it's totally coordinated. It's a campaign, and it's by the same scum that you have been dealing with for years, like guys like Andrew Weissman, deranged Jack Smith. There's a guy named Norm Eisen. I don't even know what he looks like. His name is Norm Eisen of Crew. He's been after me for 9 years. Now, Crew is a charitable organization, and the reason I'm saying this, Todd, is I'm only going to get one chance to say this, but these are bad people. I don't know who he is. I don't know what he looks like, but everything I read is Norm Eisen of Crew, and Crew is a charitable organization, and that's a political thing. His sole life is to get Donald Trump, and he's been vicious and violent, and he's trying, and he probably had pretty good success over the years. But with me, how did he do? I think I'm president. Am I here because I'm president? But we had to take all of that abuse. Even during the trials, we had to take tremendous abuse. Like, these wonderful guys, they're not legitimate people. They're horrible people. They're scum. And you have to know that. And you're going to have these cases where you can't allow yourselves to be deflected. You just can't let it happen. You have such a higher calling. And I believe that CNN and MSDNC, who literally write 97.6% bad about me, are political arms of the Democrat Party. And in my opinion, they're really corrupt and they're illegal. What they do is illegal. It makes no difference how big a victory I had. I can have the biggest victory in history. It makes no difference what kind of a failure the other side has. These people are going to go after me. And I said it during the big speech on Tuesday night. I said about Democrats, and I don't like that. I have great respect, by the way, for what Schumer did today. He went out and he said that I'm going to have to vote with the Republicans because it's the right thing to do. I couldn't believe what I heard. But, I think he's going to get some credit for it. I think, let's see what happens tonight with the big vote as it comes. But these networks and these newspapers are really no different than a highly paid political operative. And it has to stop. It has to be illegal. It's influencing judges, and it's really changing law, and it just cannot be legal. I don't believe it's legal. And they do it in total coordination with each other. And everything we do, we're restoring law, restoring order, and restoring public safety in America. That's what we want to do. And we're bringing honor and integrity and accountability back to the highest levels of the FBI, DOJ, and throughout our government. We're bringing our country back faster than anyone ever thought possible. We're working so hard at doing it. And we want fairness in the courts. The courts are a big factor. The elections, which were totally rigged, are a big factor. We have to have honest elections. We have to have borders. And we have to have courts and law that's fair. Well, we're not going to have a country. Crooked Joe Biden got us into a real mess with Russia and everything else he did, frankly, but he didn't know about it, and he, generally speaking, signed it with AutoPen, so how would he know? That AutoPen is a big deal. I don't know, they're having, who's doing this? So when my people come up, Will and all of the people, Steve, they come up and, sir, this is an executive order. They explain it to me, and, 90% of the time I sign it, 99% of the time I say do it. But they come up and I sign it. But,
All right, I'll tell you what, folks, Donald Trump live at the Department of Justice. We're just flying by the seat of our pants. I mean, you believe me, I love when he does this. I love it. He was naming names. We'll talk more about what he just said. But Neil Bortz is with us. And Neil, thank you for your patience and hopefully your understanding that we, instead of going right to you at 4 o'clock as we normally do, the president, man, he was ripping. He was calling those scumbags the big lie, the hacks, the radicals, weaponizing law enforcement, disinformation. They spied on me. They persecuted my family. They ruined my home. They did everything they could to ruin me. Thugs, Freedom One. Oh my God, it was just one after another. And he named names. I'm loving this.
Oh, you forgot something.
What's that?
They went through his wife's underwear.
His
drawer.
underpants. Yeah, unbelievable. Anyway, Neil Boards, welcome. Sorry we had to hang you, but I love this. I love this. It's a breath of freshness and happiness and sunshine that I can't say enough about what's going on in America right now. Donald Trump, I don't even call him President Trump. Donald Trump is more than a president. He's a force that this country has never had before.
I just have been so thrilled with the Schumer surrender.
Yeah, I know. And he tried to take the high road. We're doing what's best for America. You're getting creamed, you failure. You suspected child molester.
Oh, now come on.
Well, I suspect him of being a child. But look at him. You see his face? My God, man. How you doing, Neil? What's going on? What do you think?
I'm doing great. Got full disclosure, a little bit of a scare. My lovely wife has what we would call walking pneumonia.
Oh God! Well, you just had the flu.
Oh, listen, it's been a real challenge.
Wow. Well, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, but I had a 24-hour version, and she's up and about. And but anyway, listen, this just growing old is not for wussies.
Tell me about it. Are you kidding? Yeah, like the guy says, I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like everybody else, while trying to find a piece of furniture to hold on to. So,
hey, man.
I always back up against the wall when I'm putting on my jeans. I swear to God.
Oh, my, thank God I'm not the only one.
Well, the problem is if your foot gets tangled when you're putting them on, then you could always, in your youth, you could dance around on one leg until you got them on. But you get to be this age, you can't be dancing around on one leg anymore with ease,
people need to recognize, we have a few years on us, but my God, look at all the experience we have. You people have to take advantage of it.
That's for
but,
sure.
like somebody said to me, and it wasn't this way when I was 20 years, when I was playing hockey, and I get my butt knocked out, I was down and back up on those skates in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going to get down on the floor to do something, you have a plan.
Yeah, that's right. Which hand to use first to try to lean forward?
Okay, now here's where I'm going to go to get up. This is what I'm going to hold on to.
Oh, mercy.
But I love it. I mean, I've outlived my mother. I've outlived my father. I mean, their age. So and I'm playing golf and I'm doing any damn thing I want to.
Well, there you go.
and I love it.
Excellent. Yeah, life's good. Things are different. It's just different. That's all.
So, what? My commentary today, I'm not living up to expectations there.
No, I wouldn't say that. I mean, you said you've been grumpy for a while, but we can hear your commentaries. But,
I mean, this is what really gets me, because it's these damn federal workers. How dare you take my job? What do you mean taking my? And as I said this morning, just once. They got so outraged. They got their bowels in an uproar because somebody dared suggest, "Hey, pal, why don't you tell me just what it is you're doing that earns this money we're paying you?" And how dare you ask me to do that? Just once, I'd like to see them go up to Joe Sixpack or what have you and say, hey, look, I know that you're living paycheck to paycheck. You're having a hard time putting money away for retirement. I know your car may need repairs. Your children may need, but just the same, I, as your loyal federal employee, I want you to tell me what you did last week to earn the money we allowed you to keep. The arrogance of these people just gets on my nerves.
Well, I
don't have that many left.
Well, and here we go. In fact, we're going to play later some sound of the girl judge who tried to make him go back and hire all those people back again, who shows her radical nature. And again, in fact, we talked about this a lot yesterday. The problem is going to be every single thing Donald Trump does, they're going to go find a federal liberal judge like the one in California who said you got to, so everything they're going to try. The Supreme Court Court. I feel, okay, isn't it true that the federal government can ask the Supreme Court for an expedited ruling on issues like this to stop all this nonsense? This could go on for years if they appeal everything he does.
Well, they've had a couple of instances of an expedited ruling. For instance, I'll tie this to something that happened to me earlier today. I went over to the drugstore to get the prescriptions for Donna, and in the little brown bag, and they staple this thing to it that has all the ways that this medicine could hurt you and all this. Yeah. But in the upper left-hand corner, it said acute, and I said, hey, here's a prescription for an eardrop for me, and it just says waiting. But this one says acute. What does that mean? Well, that means this is something you need right now.
Wow.
So we get it filled as fast as it moves to the front of the line. Well, this, we're at this acute stage right now with Trump's efforts to rein in the federal government. These are things that need to be addressed by appeals courts God, now. It's an acute situation. Yeah. And you're absolutely right, Kimber. The Democrats, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We lost the House. We lost the presidency. We lost the Senate. Oh, my God. What are we going to do? Oh, it's easy. We're just going to activate the leftist judiciary in this country to fight every damn thing Trump does. Yeah. They would deny him toilet paper if they could get an injunction.
In fact, that Columbia student guy has now had his lawyer add Donald Trump and Marco Rubio to his lawsuit, which now demand. And now they're using First Amendment issues, which means this could be dragged out for like 3 different courts over the issue of that, which makes no sense unless some judge has the balls to say, "Wait a minute, this is stupid. You don't have a right to do this." Otherwise, it's going to go on and on and on. Every single thing he does is now here we go, adding appeal stuff, and they've got to find a way to stop this.
It'd be a totally different situation, I believe. And really, if I was that sharp of a lawyer, I'd have made a living doing that instead of running my mouth on the radio. But it is my opinion that if he was a U.S. citizen, this would be a completely different story.
Different, yeah. But they should throw this out immediately. He's not a U.S. citizen. He signed an agreement which, by law, therefore, should null and void his efforts to try. I can't believe it.
He is here with the permission of and the pleasure of the people of the United States and the government of the United States. And his little Arab ass needs to be kicked out yesterday. Yeah.
Well, they signed an agreement.
It would be fine with me if they just went ahead and sent him to Guantanamo. In
the meantime,
and he could just go down there and live with the tarantulas and whatever else they got down there.
I can't believe it. How is it possible? Marco Rubio was reading the thing. If you sign an agreement, if you want a student visa, all stuff, if you support a terrorist organization, we can kick you out. He supports a terrorist organization, we're going to kick you out. My God, it's written down.
Now let's imagine, Kimber, that you are getting ready to hire somebody.
All right.
Okay, and you look at their resume, and right there on the resume, you discover that they attended what? Columbia University. How quick is it going to be? How long is it going to take you to say, hey, no, thanks, pal. You are not going to be working for me in this organization.
Yeah. Well, again, and by the way, this whole social media thing is going to backfire on all those students because AI is going to be used to identify them, and businesses are now using that to find out who those students were so they don't have to hire them.
Amen.
That's right.
I wish I was in a position to hire. Because I would love to just throw the bait out there, get them on a hook, reel them in, and then pick them up and look at them and say, no,
catfish them.
this one's going back.
Yeah.
So, Columbia, what? I don't know if it's still the case. What was thought to be the epitome of a journalistic education, don't you?
I know several back when I was a day. What are you talking about? Which
Columbia?
Ones? Well, Columbia. Oh, yeah. There are some known for journalism stuff. Syracuse for one, and Boston has a couple, and there's a few around. But Columbia was very well for years, decades and decades. Very well known.
That was the top of the heap.
Yeah.
I'm a journalist. Where'd you go to school? Oh, I've got my master's in journalism from Columbia. Oh my God, can I touch you?
Yeah. There's a few that are well known, but Columbia was as big as anybody.
I remember years ago, I started trying to figure out how did these colleges and universities get so left-wing, so disgustingly and inevitably left-wing. And you know what, Kimmer? The best explanation I've ever read goes all the way back to the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
And that is that you had a certain classification of American that, oh no, I am not going to be drafted. Oh no, I am not going to be in the military. I'm going to do whatever I can to, excuse me, a wombat just flew into my throat. I'm going to do anything I can to avoid serving in the military in this country. So this kept going. Their best way to avoid the military was a student deferment.
Yeah.
So they stayed in school. Oh my God, I'm going to stay, but I'm not really interested in learning that much more. I just want a student deferment. What do I do? What do I do? You take the candy-ass liberal arts education courses, you keep it up, and oh my gosh, now I've got all these liberal arts courses that are absolutely worthless to me. The war's over, but now I need to go. There's no jobs for people like me. What am I going to do? Oh, you're going to go right back to that school and stay in academia.
Get your PhD and keep going. Yeah.
You know, you're going to write abstracts.
Or have your staff do it.
You'll end up doing studies of menstrual cycles and transgender men and all. And so it just builds on itself all the way back to the Vietnam War. It just builds on itself. These people that did not want to serve their country, that do not want to actually work for a living, they're going to get these degrees, go right back to the school, stay there, be useless, be worthless, and now we end up with Columbias, we end up, God help us, with MITs, with Boston College. I mean even the University of Georgia. My experience, the people I've talked to, the University of Florida, like this one lady said, every single person I encountered in the hierarchy at the University of Florida, every single one of them was a left-wing socialist, and that's what we're facing now.
Yeah, and in fact, maybe a sign of good times that Columbia, as I don't have all the facts here, but they have now expelled and erased the records of the students that they have caught in the protests, which is a huge step, apparently, to punish them, because Donald Trump took away $400 million, and they're reacting by saying, okay, we're going to expel all those people. If we catch them, they're expelled, and their records are expunged. Their honors records and stuff are all taken away.
Now
graduation stuff is gone.
Oh, I'm loving it, but there's going to be some judge somewhere. So wait a minute, you can't do that. I know.
Yeah, they'll sue. If anybody sues, that's the thing. If anybody sues, there we go. And the liberal lawyers will keep going and going and going. And here we are.
Now, this judge that said you can't fire those people, put them back in there.
Yeah.
I thought, and you're paying more attention than I am because I've got other things I'm paying a lot of attention to these days. But I thought that what the judge actually said was, well, you can fire them, but you just didn't do it the right way.
Well, let's see. That's you're right. Here, as I recall, the word she used for something like this: you did not prove that they did not live up to the expectations of their job, and therefore you didn't prove that they don't deserve to have the job, basically. But I don't think that's the issue. The issue is he has the right to say we don't need these jobs anymore, no matter who's doing them or whether they did a good job.
Exactly. What is it?
It's not the point. No, she made a ruling based on something that's not the freaking point. So how come another judge can't just say what I just said? Lady, you're wrong, so case dismissed, and stop doing that. I mean, my God, it's going to be months and maybe years to have someone say that finally.
I think that most judges ought to spend a year as a talk show host, and if they can survive that gauntlet, okay, then
seriously,
maybe,
I mean that's simple. She said, "Well, you didn't prove they were doing a bad job." That's not the point. That was never said that they, that's not it. Oh my God! I mean,
it's not that they're doing a bad job now. It's the job doesn't need to be done anymore.
And again, remember, 80% of the jobs that showed the job rate was great were federal jobs. Not the private sector until now. Now it's exactly reversed.
I used to say, Kimmer, early on in the career, I would find some reason to have to be up in Washington, and oh gosh, the stories of me in Washington. But I told people on the air, I said, as soon as I get off the airplane and get into there, something about that city that just gives me the creeps. It just being there just bothers me, because I look at all these federal office buildings and I think about all of these pencil neck geeks without any real job qualifications in these buildings. And what are they spending the day doing? They're spending the day pleasing their bosses and their supervisors by what? By coming up with ideas for new regulations and new laws that they can submit and place upon American business, American society, American families. Oh, what did you do? Well, I came up with a couple of new regulations. And to me, the greatest example has always been, and I hate harping on this, but the handicap spatulas. Okay?
Yeah, with the pools for the one person a year who has to go to the pool with the wheelchairs.
Yeah. There's one resort I go to out west, and they had 17 handicap spatulas, because you have to have a permanent installation at every single water feature. That means every hot tub, every pool, every therapy pool. And somewhere in Atlanta is some little geek. In Atlanta. Well, there's geeks in it. In Washington is some geek whose greatest claim to fame is that I'm the one that decided that all of these handicap spatulas, these little elevator helicopter simulators, I'm the one that decided that all of them had to be permanently installed. They couldn't be, they were not allowed to be portable. And that has been my contribution to society.
Yeah, and don't forget we're having 2 cover sheets now, by the way, for every report.
2 covers? Well, okay, what's that?
Office Space. The Office Space movie.
Oh, boy.
You never saw the movie Office Space?
No.
Oh, my God, I can't believe it.
I just got through streaming.
You'd love it. It's silly. It's a really funny, silly movie. You would really like. I think you'd really like it.
I never saw Idiocracy either.
I didn't see that either.
But I on TV, I just got through screaming street sports.
It's okay. You're good.
It's too much Bailey's.
Well, your wife is ill, and you're worried about her.
Oh,
your mind is not
she's in better shape than I am.
Oh, get out the hell with it.
Yeah, but anyway, Idiocracy. I just got through streaming something on Hulu TV, which is called Paradise. Did you ever watch that?
I have not. No, I haven't. I don't know what that is.
Paradise is pretty cool. And it's about a coming catastrophe that's going to affect the whole world. Mm-hmm. So out of Washington, D.C., a group of elites and billionaires and all that developed an underground, huge, gigantic bunker in the mountains of Colorado, and they all moved there and started a new society there, and things started. You know, the one thing that bothers me about Paradise, but it's a good story, and I'm waiting for season 2, is that apparently this place has a law. There was a new regulation you have to abide by that black men can only have sex with white women.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Well, now... So much to know about that. Oh, sorry. No, what I meant was, God, well, now, where the hell to come up with that? What's that supposed to do?
I don't know, but I'm watching it, and I mean, every good storyline has to have sex. But in Paradise, if you're a white woman, you better find a black guy to have sex with.
I bet they're so disappointed, all of them. So
I know. Yeah.
Honey, I hate to tell you this, but see that guy over there?
Yeah. So this afternoon, this evening, I'm going to start streaming Lincoln Lawyer. What the hell is that music playing for?
I don't know, Neil. I don't know anything. I'm just sitting here like a goof. You know, we got Donald Trump speaking. We got Neil Boards. What the hell? I mean, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Well, I'm going to go hit balls.
Well, okay. Happy goodness. I hope your wife feels better. And Semper Fi, my friend.
Well, if you get bored, you can call me back. But,
all right, man.
Obviously, Flounders, this guy's got to go.
That's all right. Go hit some balls. All right. I'll talk to you. Thanks, Neil.
Okay,
Thank you, man. All right, 431. Give her Pete and Flounder. And if Donald Trump's still speaking, we'll go back to him, too. Here we go. Here's we go. Look out. Here we go.
Partner, preparing you for the unexpected when the inevitable happens in life. Our tailored strategies empower families to build wealth, generate infinite income, and mitigate taxes, fees, and penalties. At HGI Wealth Advisors, we help you transfer wealth while creating an everlasting legacy. Our goal is to ensure you meet your financial needs today, tomorrow, and into retirement. Our experienced team is committed to ensuring your legacy endures for generations to come. Learn more at hgiwealthadvisors.com.
Yeah, I know it sounds funny, but I'm very excited about getting my new thing for my little teeth action here from Dr. Dina Giesler, Atlanta Smiles, my official Kimmer dentist. You know, it's amazing. She used AI technology when I got a little thing going down. I had a little something replacement deal. And it's really the latest stuff in the dentist, holy cow, making you feel great and everything else, including whether it's just veneers or cosmetic stuff or cleaning and bridges and crowns and the whole deal and the stuff that I'm getting too. The modern folks, but the thing that makes Dr. Dina Giesler and her Atlanta Smiles practice different is the people who work there. Now, there's a guy there too, Dr. Dentist guy. But this is an office filled with women who are the most sweet, wonderful, happiest, most nurturing, nurse-type assistant people, official professionals you'll ever see. Honest to goodness, the happiest place you ever saw. They really take care of you. It's kind of like going to a spa and taking care of your teeth and gums at the same time. Darndest thing you ever saw. And don't forget they have a little doggy, sit right there in your lap and take a little nap while you're getting your work done. You'll love it. Dr. Dina, by the way, she was a Navy dentist, so you veterans get 10% discount when you call this number, 404-262-7733. On the web, look them up, atlantasmiles.com.
There's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Has become a leader in artificial grass design and installation services. But you may not know that ATL Turf Co. is a large artificial grass distributor. We only sell U.S.-made, premium name brand turf at factory direct pricing below wholesale. And now we're open to the public with large inventories of lawn and landscape, putting green, athletic, and pet turf on sale. Plus, all remnants are on sale for only $1 per square foot, direct from Dalton to our warehouse in Kennesaw. Visit atlturfco.com to learn more. atlturfco.com.
For half a century, glyphosate has affordably and effectively protected Georgia farmers' crops from invasive weeds. Without it, the impact would be felt beyond the fields, hitting Americans where it hurts, our wallets. That's why the Modern Ag Alliance advocates for farmers' continued access to essential crop protection tools so food prices don't rise even more. Get the facts at controlweedsnotfarming.com. Paid for by the Modern Ag Alliance in support of Georgia farmers.
By the way, David Van Sant and our gang at Van Sant Law reminding you, they're taking their time to remind you one more time. I know it's been several days since daylight saving time, but it's true every single year for like the whole week afterwards, especially in the morning. It's dangerous because things happen with silly deprivation and fatigue stuff that we all don't believe, but it really is true. Reducing alertness, car crashes increase, including fatal accidents. So again, I hate to even say anything about it, but David Van Sant wants to remind you to please please take it easy. If something happens, I'm going to give you a number to call to take care of business, because David Van Sant used to work for the insurance companies, so he knows all the ins and outs and everything else, and his whole staff. And by the way, if you don't get paid, he doesn't get paid. Insurance companies have their tables and charts and graphs, and so does David. And they don't want to pay any more than they have to, but David Van Sant tends to make them pay a lot more than they want to on your behalf. It's complicated. Let him work it out. If you have a problem, don't get in a fist fight, and don't sign anything until you get a hold of David Van Sant. Here's a number, 855-GA-INJURY. Online, vansantlaw.com.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. Are home repairs piling up? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Relax. We've got you covered. From drywall dings and leaky faucets to deck repairs and trim replacement, we're your one-stop shop for everything for your home needs. No more juggling multiple contractors. Just call us at the Trusted Toolbox and we'll handle it. Your home deserves the best, and we don't want you breaking your back trying. Call the Trusted Toolbox today at 770-623-3097 or visit us at thetrustedtoolbox.com. The Trusted Toolbox, your one-stop shop for home repairs and more.
It's here. The factory-authorized Liberty Safe truckload clearance event. For 3 days only, the Safe Market and Liberty Safes of Atlanta is slashing prices by up to 40% on top-quality American-made safes. Gun safes, home security safes, all must be sold. With 3 convenient locations, there's never been a better time to buy. Thursday, March 20th through Saturday, March 22nd only. Shop online or come into any of our 3 stores for more savings. Call 770-242-0055 or visit thesafemarket.com. 770-242-0055.
Hey, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 437. You got back to normal a little bit, but we're going to, Donald Trump may still be speaking in a second. We'll go back to him shortly. On Let It Rip Friday, he's just saying such great stuff at the Department of Justice. First, REM, 1991. REM, 2 nights in London under the name of Bingo, and then 2 words that revolve around an act of intimacy. For some reason, a phony name there. They were promoting their 7th album, Out of Time, and the single, Losing My Religion, REM, 1991. Get down, that's me in the corner. The birthday list includes Adrian Zemed is 71, played in T.J. Hooker with William Shatner, and Steve Canale played in Dallas. He's 79 years old. A couple oldies for you. I got so much time. Let's go back to Donald Trump, Flounder, if you don't mind. He's still Department of Justice. Here we go.
But there is big danger. Pam and I were talking about it before. A lot of people are taking fentanyl and not even knowing. They think they're doing something else, or maybe taking another drug, but at a much lower level. And they die. You can put on the pin, think of this, the head of a pin, fentanyl, and it's too much, and it will kill the strongest person in the room. And it's amazing, but we're going to do this campaign. It's going to be launched fairly soon, Susie. And I think it's going to have a big impact. I think if we got it down by another 30, 35 points, and I really believe we can. I think that's an incredible idea. So I thank the president of Mexico. Actually, it was a call on tariffs, and we talked about drugs, and she gave me an idea that I think will be very successful, and based on what I saw, it's going to be amazing. Under our leadership, this department is once again laser focused on protecting the American people. We're defending our borders, our streets, our children, and our good, really God-given, this is God-given rights and liberties once and for all. We're going to defend our country, and we're going to defend our rights. Etched onto the walls of this building are the words English philosopher John Locke said, "Where law ends, tyranny begins." And I see that, and I saw it over the last 4 years when somebody was allowed to attack viciously with this department and the FBI his political opponent. How did that work out? Didn't work out too well, but it wasn't pleasant. It wasn't pleasant. I was attacked by a political opponent, and probably it helped that I was attacked more than anybody in the history of our country. Alphonse Capone, the great Alphonse Capone, legendary, Scarface. was attacked only a tiny fraction of what Trump was attacked. And maybe it worked out well. I don't know. If I had to give it up, I probably
only
wouldn't.
Trump
But
can
only
compare himself
because
to Scarface.
I'd gone through it. But I wonder what the difference would be. Maybe they helped get me elected by those margins, the big mandate that we received. But you can't go after your political opponent. Nobody's ever seen anything like it, actually. And hopefully they won't see anything like it. But now, with the return of law and order, the entire world is witnessing the triumph of American justice and American freedom. That's why we're here today, gathered with people that have love for our country. In the coming years, we will revive the storied legacy of this department, and it's happening right now. I can feel it. And rekindle the spirit of the great lawmen and legal lions of the past, Americans like Wyatt Earp, Elliot Ness, Frank Hammer, Rudy Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani had to suffer greatly. He's the greatest mayor in the history of our country. He had to suffer greatly. Ed Meese, Antonin Scalia, Robert Jackson, and Robert F. Kennedy. We will rebuild pride in our institutions. We will restore the prestige of this great department, and we will bring back faith in our justice system for the citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. And I want to just tell you that this has been a great honor. I was asked to do it. And I said, is it appropriate that I do it? And then I realized it's not only appropriate, I think it's really important. And I may never do it again. I may never have another chance to do it again, because this is something that I'm leaving to the greatest people I know, the best people, the smartest people, the toughest people I know. And they're going to do an incredible job. And it's an honor for me to have won this election so that I can appoint these people to do their job, and they're going to do it like you have never seen. So I just want to wish all of you good luck. It's going to be an interesting journey. Not going to be easy, but you're going to win. You're going to win, and fight. And it's going to end up being a tremendous result for this country. So thank you all very much. God bless America. God bless you all. Thank you.
Wow. Donald Trump spoke for an hour at the Department of Justice. And if you didn't hear the earlier parts of it, holy cow, he named names. He has been calling out the Biden administration as the crime family, the crook, the cheats, the liars, the traitors, the instigators. I mean, holy criminy. The big lie, they spied on me. I mean, these hacks, these radicals, thugs, terrorizing the innocent and rewarding the wicked. I mean, oh my God. No, I'm loving this. I mean, it's just, anyway. All right, 443. Holy cow. Do we have to make up some spots here? I bet at some point we have to probably make up a couple things, or we'll be in trouble with somebody.
No, we're good. We're good. We're all caught up.
A couple minutes. Okay, anyway. Geez, we got tweets. We got Holy Crap at Sports. We got more. Let's do a Flounders Funny. We need to break up. Can you find one in there? Let's do that right now, just for the hell of it. Just because people haven't heard of Flounders Funny yet. For
women have like too much energy for me. You know what I mean? Like, you can't have a day off when you have a girlfriend. You ever notice that? It's almost like they see that open day. They're like, oh my God, let's go fill it up with shit.
Here we go. Whoops, Daisy. Okay.
No, then they just come at you with one horrible idea after another. Horrible ideas. Like, you want to make some sandwiches and go to the park? You want to go to the container store, get some containers for your T-shirts? This is the worst one. Ever get this one? You want to go to brunch? You want to go to brunch on Sunday? And inside you're like, no! But you can't say that, right? You got to keep them happy. So what do? You agree. Like, yeah, let's go to brunch. What a great idea. Why would you want to sleep in on a Sunday when you can go pay $18 for eggs? Now you're thinking. Then we can sit around and listen to your friends have moronic conversations about the eggs. Like, is that pesto? Is that pesto in your omelet? Oh, it's asparagus. It's asparagus. I thought it was pesto. Oh, you just want to flip the whole table over?
Bill Burr, along with the Kimmer Payton Flounder on 106.3, and Donald Trump. What a great afternoon listening to our Commander-in-Chief. More than a president. Quarter 5, Kimmer Payton Flounder. Look out, there we go.
time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
Okay, I'll admit it, I'd been a bit of a crank this week about federal government employees. These arrogant, self-important government workers who believe that this country is going to collapse and die if they lose their jobs. Oh my God, the world was going to end because the only locksmith at Yosemite National Park was fired. Oh, and they really got their panties in a wad when they were asked to write a report explaining what they had done to earn their money over the last couple of weeks. Okay, you self-important blowhards, try this one. For every one of these federal workers that complained about having to explain what they did to earn their money, make them go out and find a taxpayer somewhere. Ask that taxpayer, why don't you tell me what you did to earn that money? There wouldn't be one wage-earning private sector taxpayer out there who couldn't immediately say just what they had done to earn their paycheck. They know where their value is. These government employees, they're showing the insecurity. My God, I don't know what I've done. I love the check. I love the union. I love the pension, but I really can't tell you what I've done to earn all of this money. I remind you that our founders felt that in times of peace, when the United States was not at war, 95% of governance should come from the local level. And we all know it's not that way right now. Almost all government now is federal. All the local politicians and workers are left to do is fulfill the orders that come from on high in Washington, D.C. It's all a big, giant game of government workers saying, I'll say, you do. All the time not really having a clue what they've done to earn their paychecks. I'll try to calm down by next week. Neil Bortz, XTRA 106.3.
When storms wreak havoc on your home, who do you trust to make things right? Look no further than Southern Exteriors. Hey, it's Tug. With over 25 years experience, they understand the urgency of storm damage. They offer emergency response and free estimates to assess the situation and get your home back on track. Southern Exteriors is committed to your home's long-term well-being, whether it's roofing, siding, gutters, windows, or doors. They have the expertise to handle it all. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. Southernexteriors.co. Southern Exteriors, restoring peace of mind one storm at a time.
This is Bruce Hagan, the people's lawyer. When I started my firm, it was with the idea of providing personal representation for personal injury cases. We treat everybody like family, and it makes me so proud to work with my son to provide a great family-oriented law firm.
This is Matt Hagan. As a father-son team, we know the importance of working together to get our clients back on their feet. Let us here at Hagan Law be your advocates. You can find everything you need to know at hagan-law.com.
hagan-law.com.
Calling all contractors. Stovall & Company Wholesale Landscape Supply is here for you.
We've been family owned and operated for more than 75 years, and we just opened our 11th location in Canton, Georgia.
We are proud to provide all your wholesale irrigation, nursery, and landscape supply needs.
We are partnered with Keystone Hardscape to offer a wide variety of products to enhance any outdoor living space.
Here at Stovall, we have it all. Check us out at StovallInc.com or visit any of our convenient locations throughout North Georgia.
Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House. Now that President Trump has unburdened us from what could have been, our country's finally headed in the right directions. But the Democrats are screaming and yelling and losing their minds. And unfortunately, the bad guys are still here and they want your stuff. Thank you, Joe Biden. And customers are still reporting break-ins and thefts of their hard-earned valuables. Don't wait till it's too late. Get a quality safe from the Safe House. We carry the largest selection of safes in the Southeast. And remember, gun safes are sales tax-free at Atlanta Safe House. So give us a call or go to atlantasafehouse.com.
Hey, Georgia neighbors, it's time to expect more from your Medicare Advantage. Discover Sonder Health's custom plans tailored just for Georgians. Saunders offers unique benefits, including special plans for those living with chronic conditions. Some plans even come with grocery or gas benefits to support your overall well-being. Sonder Health makes it easy to get the coverage you need. See for yourself what today's Medicare Advantage can do for you. Visit SonderHealthPlans.com, a healthier state of life. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO and PPO with Medicare contracts. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
Is this Metallica? There we go. We're back. It's the Kim Repeat Flounder, 450. How you doing? 1982, Metallica made their live debut at the Radio City in Anaheim, California. Metallica formed in Los Angeles in late 1981 when Danish-born drummer Lars Ulrich Ninfurtenharden placed an ad in an LA newspaper, The Recycler, that said, drummer looking for other metal musicians to jam with Tigers of Pantang, Diamond Head, and Iron Maiden. So two guitar pickers, James Hetfield and Hugh Tainer of Leather Charm, answered the call, and that's how Metallica was formed. So there you go, 1982. Anyway, birthday list. Kimber Pete Flounder, how'd it go? Birthday list includes one of the great actors, really, of all time. I was looking up some of his movies. Michael Caine is 92. And Michael Caine, in fact, I Googled, I just off the top of my head, I wrote down Alfie, Ipcrest File, Man Who Would Be King, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, Dressed to Kill, Hannah and Her Sisters, Dark Knight, Batman movie. And then for the hell of it, I kind of Googled Michael Caine's movies and stuff. It kept going forever. He must have been in 700 movies. I mean, it doesn't stop. It's unbelievable. 92 years old today. God bless him. You know, I'm happy for him. Fantastic.
Something's going on with Pete's mic, so maybe he needs to reboot his system, so we're going to have to wait on tweets.
Oh, goodness. Oh, really? Oh, he's trying to... Oh, I'll be damned. All right, bye. Oh, good night, everybody. Oh... Well, that's okay. We'll just move along. We're going to play that girl judge in a second, and we're going to play John Stewart in a second. And we're going to make up a Flounders Funny too. We're just flying by the sea. It's Friday. What the hell? It's live radio. And again, I never, ever, ever. If there's a mistake or something happens or the machine breaks, whatever. So what? It's like you're walking down the sidewalk and you trip and crap, that hurt. So what? You can't go back and turn around and walk over again. It's just life. It happens. So everybody can eat me. How about that? Anyway, I don't mean that. I mean that was silly, but I don't care about things that happen. It goes. So what? It's never going to come back. On this day, this was a bizarre story. I was a little boy when this happened, but I remember reading about this later and thinking about it too. 1950. In a burst of caustic, moralistic grandstanding, United States Senator Big Ed Johnson of Colorado launches a verbal attack on Swedish movie star Ingrid Bergman. She had an extramarital affair with Italian film director Roberto Rossellini. The fiery senator also calls for the licensing of performers and filmmakers so that they can lose their license for scandalous personal behavior. He tried to get that law passed. It didn't work. In 1950, Ingrid Bergman was at the height of her career, headlined Casablanca in 1942. She won the Oscar for Gaslight in 1944, starred with 3 Alfred Hitchcock thrillers over the previous decade. Senator Johnson of Colorado called her, quote, one of the most powerful women on earth, I regret to say, a powerful influence for evil. He went on to colorfully describe Ingrid Bergman and her fellow actress Rita Hayworth, who was also engaged in a public extramarital affair, as apostles of degradation. Out of the ashes of Ingrid Bergman will grow a better Hollywood, said the senator. Holy smokes. She was involved with Rossellini making the movie Stromboli, married to other people at the time. Bergman had Rossellini's baby. After finalizing her divorce from her husband, who was a surgeon, they got married, then scandal damaged her reputation, and she wouldn't come back to America for about 10 years. She would return and win 2 more Oscars. Congress, by the way, I'm sorry this is taking long, but this isn't just for the record. Congress issued a mea culpa about all this 22 years later. Ingrid Bergman told the Times she received a copy of the apology that Senator Charles Percy of Illinois entered into the congressional record. She said she was one of the most lovely, most gracious, and most talented women. She was a victim of a bitter attack in this chamber 22 years ago, and they regret it, as do millions of Americans. So anyway, Ingrid Bergman, and there you go. 4:55, Kevin Pete and Flounder. And again, Pete's mic is Skarkalukanen here for a second, so we'll get back to him in a later time. 4 o'clock hour brought to you by Friends Atlanta Safe House. Yeah, you need a safe, silly. Kimber taught you that the hard way. And in case you missed it, the United States Senate, they may have been finished. I think they're right now. I think the Senate is voting on the bill that Donald Trump wanted And again, Chuck Schumer last night said, okay, go ahead and vote for it in the Senate. So now, if it passes the Senate, it's free. We're in business. And that'll be the continuing resolution the way Donald Trump wanted it. And then we'll see what happens. But at least it'll be something that goes on. And I believe the vote is going on right now. Or they're in a commercial break on Fox, so I don't know, but they were in it a minute ago, so I think they're probably still doing it. Anyway, we'll obviously keep you posted. Now, in the meantime, Donald Trump, that girl judge, holy cow. Again, our complaint now is that we already know there's been the system to corrupt the Department of Justice. Donald Trump was there for an hour talking about that very thing. But among the problems, every time Donald Trump makes an effort and tries to fire people, the Democrats are going to sue, and then it has to go to courts and so forth. The federal judge who blocked Donald Trump from firing those bureaucrats and stripping that law firm, Perkins Coie security clearances, she is a nut job. Here's Flounder. Let's get this girl judge talking. This is one of her rants about authoritarianism and the big lie, she says. Here's this girl judge, Flounder, if you will. I don't even mention her name.
Having a very surprising and downright troubling moment in this country, when the very importance of facts is dismissed or ignored. That's a very risky business for all of us and our democracy. The historian Heather Cox Richardson, whose book I've been reading, explains in her new book, which is a bestseller, so many of you may have already read it, Democracy Awakening, that burying facts with false history telling is one of the keys to the rise of authoritarianism. As she bluntly puts it, big lies are springboards for authoritarians.
She's talking about Donald Trump.
She cautions in her book's opening line, it's the very first line, America is at a crossroads, teetering on the brink of authoritarianism. And she echoes this thought in her closing line, that we are at a time of testing, and how it comes out resting, as it always has, is in our own hands. In between those 2 points in the first line and the last.
That's enough. We'll get it. Just another, again, these girl judges, they're pontificating and thinking, making decisions that they have no right to make. These were the presidential orders and demands and stuff. Pete Davis is back with us.
This is one liberal white chick reading a book written by another liberal white chick who's now appointed herself president.
Right. Yeah. And this girl apparently was a director and treasurer at the Center for Democracy and Technology, which is funded by the George Soros Open Society Foundation. There we are. Ta-da. It's all one big circle. Again, they go find these liberal judges, which are put in office by the campaign, this circle of their theme. And here we go. And that's why they've been getting away with this crap.
Impeach them or make their life miserable.
I know. Have you got your tweets in front of you, or you have to look those up again? Let's do it. Forget the music, Flounder. It's okay. It's 4:58. Hey, look. It's a treasure. Flounder's got it already. It's just unbelievable. All right, Pete Davis, little tweets. What do you got on there? Let's see what's happening. Right.
It's 1967, Cameron. I'll take you back.
Ready to go.
Navy sailor David Anderson puts in a request for leave to go home to West Virginia.
Uh-huh. All right. Under
reason for request, David writes, my wife is planning on getting pregnant this weekend, and I would sure like to be there when it happens.
I'd like to be the one who...
By the way, he was going to Leyland, West Virginia.
Well, there you are. I could imagine, yes.
Journalist Andy Woe reports the woke Linwood, Washington City Council member appointed with unanimous support from the politicians has agreed to step down after it emerged he ran a sex business and posted about his desires to violently rape, impregnate, and eat women and girls. So that was a protest at the council. Why did you let this guy in here? Who, by the way, the usual narcissistic, I got my phone and I'm dancing around like Buffalo Bob in Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, we're talking about that in a few minutes, too. Again,
they're all narcissistic bully freaks.
Yeah, and they're not Republicans. They're not voting for Trump.
Nope. Neil says he's going to hang a Batman costume in his closet just to screw with himself when he gets Alzheimer's.
Pete Davis, 5 o'clock, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 106.3. And we got we got everything.
The Morning Extra. Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, and The Kimmer Show on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.
Time's running pulling out to avoid a government shutdown. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. A spending bill passed by the House being taken up now in the U.S. Senate. And it hasn't been a done deal, even as Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer reaffirms his decision to support it.
The CR bill is a bad bill. But as bad as the CR is, I believe that allowing Donald Trump to take even more power via a government shutdown is a far worse option. A shutdown would allow DOGE to shift into overdrive.
Referencing Elon Musk-led government cuts, Schumer also says his caucus will be united in a longer-term Trump fight. This after some House Democrats slammed his decision to abandon an alternative bill. New York Republican Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis tells Fox News.
This was a clean, continuing resolution. They all basically voted for the same thing in December. But now they wanted to act like this was partisan, this was political, that there was some type of gimmick that was included in this, which there was not.
In the Senate, Republicans need Democrat help to clear a 60-vote threshold needed to advance the bill. They have just passed that threshold as the test vote continues. President Trump takes the fight against what he called a weaponized Justice Department to DOJ headquarters.
Unfortunately, in recent years, a corrupt group of hacks and radicals within the ranks of the American government obliterated the trust and goodwill built up over generations.
He's vowing to expel corrupt forces and return to a focus on fighting crime. Democrats in Congress accuse the president of treading on the department's independence. The FAA says helicopter flights will be permanently restricted along the same route where an Army helicopter and regional jet collided in January, killing 67 people near Washington's Reagan National Airport. America is listening to Fox News.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But what if you could get both? Why not? Especially when it comes to health care, and that is MediShare. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with MediShare, and that's huge. But it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied, too. And we know this from research of members. There's a lot they like about MediShare, but especially they love being part of something they believe in. And MediShare works, too. It has for more than 30 years. There are hundreds of thousands of members who love having telehealth if they need it. They love the huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you could save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or you're part of the gig economy or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Call 866-89-BIBLE. That's 866-89-BIBLE. 866-89-BIBLE.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right of leg. Ready on your dog target. Hair, help, hair, daily, help, right. Road guards out. Hair, help, hair, daily, help. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kipper with Pete Davis and Flounder 503 on 106.3. Let It Rip Friday. Anything goes. Donald Trump, if you missed it, man, we covered him live. He spoke for an hour at the Department of Justice. We'll recap a couple things that he said, made some points, and he was naming names, and I'm just loving this. Every chance he gets, he blasts the last administration as corrupt, and every chance we get to explain what they've done to prove that, we will show you again. On and on and on. Anyway, here's number 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Holy Crap of Sports is coming up. More Flounders Funnies and your phone calls and Let It Rip Friday. And again, the weather's beautiful today, and it'd be nice for a good part of tomorrow, apparently, but there's I've got 3 or 4 different weather reports for the weekend. It looks like it could get nasty overnight Saturday into Sunday, and we'll see. But warm. Again, this is the first day in months, so I haven't brought a jacket to work, which is kind of nice. 75 freaking
so
degrees.
We can all die Saturday night, but you're all warm and snug going to the car. So
now, everything's fine. Well, you're not going to last anyway. Tell the little people what happened, what your experience was with your little warning of the future.
Driving home last night, feeling good. We just won trivia. Everything's going great. It's going to be the red moon last night, a big, full, beautiful moon. Yeah, and there's some black thing going across the road in front of me.
Oh, damn.
And I got closer and closer. What is that? and it was a black cat, and it stopped and turned and looked at me. and by that point, I couldn't stop and back up and turn around. I had to go right over it. I didn't kill the cat. I went over where he walked.
You need to stay in all weekend and not go anywhere.
Then the roof collapses from the ice storm or something. Or the gas stove explodes. It catches them on fire. Anyway, now do you believe in like black cat superstition stuff under a ladder or things like that? Anything at all like that?
I'm a little superstitious. I mean, there used to be a black cat where I lived in my neighborhood that would do it 2 or 3 times a month, and he's like he waited for me.
Yeah. Well, let's see. 506. Kim, repeat, and Flounder. 404-741-1230. Well, they're voting in the Senate, and well, I guess they're still voting. And again, Chuck Schumer, the suspected child molester, said they can go ahead and vote, even though he doesn't want to vote for Trump or to give him a win. But the Democrats are in complete meltdown. And in fact, Nancy Pelosi, just out now, says she is urging Democrats to risk a shutdown and oppose the must-pass spending bill being considered right now. So Pelosi is up against Chuck Schumer.
Shut it down and let the Dems own it.
Yeah. That's right. I mean, either way, this is going to be a thing.
And it's like you always say, they're going to get their back pay.
That's right.
They're going to get paid.
Yeah. If the government shuts down, all it means is they get a paid vacation to stay home, and then they get their money back.
And every essential worker, whatever that is, they still work.
Yeah, they still go to work.
So it's only the fringe ones we don't really need.
Right,
so we find out who's essential and who's not.
And that's the other. And they get their money back. But that's the other thing. If they were to shut down the government, Donald Trump and Doge would be able to say, "See what we mean? They're non-essential. Who need? I mean, my God. I mean, even not if all of them were fired, he would just make the point." So the Democrats are screwed either way. Either they cave into Trump, or they risk, not caving into Trump. So either way, I kind of like it. Freaking idiots. I hate these people. I swear to God. Let's see, 507. Let's do this before I forget, Flounder. Let's get this Jon Stewart bite. I heard this morning. This is kind of cool. First of all, calling out the former administration and the media. I love calling out the media is happening more and more and more. The new EPA administrator, Lee Zeldin, the guy who almost got elected governor of New York, Lee Zeldin is calling out CNN for the face plant in their press release by the EPA. CNN had misunderstood a press release claiming it had typos that were not actually there. The press release was the most consequential day of deregulation on the EPA. Zeldin said the agency is taking 31 actions to advance the day. And so the release said, well, here's how CNN, Caitlin Collins, here she goes again, and some other folks claimed the EPA was moving too fast and were making mistakes. She said on CNN, they put out a video putting out press releases with such a flurry. Some of them had typos at the top. One of them showed Trump EPA announces 000. You can see it here. It's shoot first, fill out the press release later. Well, no, you're stupid, miss, and you didn't do your freaking work. It turns out Lee Zeldin said, no, that's not a mistake, you idiot. That's the regulation code. That's what it's called. That's what it's called. Okay? And then he said, the CNN's chief climate correspondent didn't even check the code of regulations, reporting on the largest day of deregulation in American history. If fake news CNN can't figure out what the EPA does, what the hell does that mean for the American people? And here we go. Once again, finally taking on the stinking media. And Flounder, let's do this Jon Stewart. Is that Flounder in here? I can't see him. Did he go home? Here we go. Jon Stewart heard this on the morning show. Jon Stewart, who's one of the guys who's alerting himself more to the BS going on in the media's socialist cover-up of this stuff for the last 4 years, and he makes a very humiliating, sarcastic point about what's been going on for the last 4 years. Jon Stewart.
So you're saying if you have a media machine that purposefully lies to its people to maintain a political fiction and get themselves power, that is the hallmark of an authoritarian system, not a democratic system.
Absolutely.
Well, if we were ever to get something like that in the United States, we would be horrified, furious, to know that there was an entire media organization designed to bend reality to maintain power. It would never happen in the United States. I almost can't even imagine it. It must be very difficult to live in a country where one media organization, out of whole cloth, knowingly, explicitly, maybe even in meetings behind the scenes might say, we're lying to our audience, and then call for news people to be fired for telling the truth. I mean, if something like that happened in the United States, it would be a dark day indeed. So I appreciate you raising the alarm bells for us.
There you are. And it's just one thing. I mean, thank God. It's one thing after another. And at least it's coming clearer. And again, every time they release the money that was spent under the Biden administration and the things they tried to do to get away from the truth of what was really going on, all those people they let in and pretended they were being arrested when they were in fact just let free, those weren't arrest records. I mean, everything they did was a freaking lie. And the auto pen, I'm telling you, there's an investigation going on because now the insiders in that last freaking crime family administration are saying there was one guy. Well, I'm sorry, one person. I'll bet it was his freaking stinking cuckold queen wife. They say there was one staffer who did the auto pen stuff on everything, basically, and no one ever challenged him because they were told to leave him alone. And no one ever knew, if Joe Biden himself ever knew anything that was going on with all the bills that were signed for 4 freaking years. Somebody else did it. And we don't know whether that guy and the staff member said, well, he's sleeping, but we know it has to be done, so let's go ahead and do this. I mean, the government was being run by a freaking zombie corps. And speaking of what the hell's been going on in this country, again, they haven't learned their lesson. Here we go again. This is in the state of Vermont, the State House of Vermont. Provocatively dressed, dancing transgender activists, trannies broke into a meeting of parents who were trying to see the parents group was trying to have a meeting to see what they could do to make people understand about D-Trans Awareness Day. The Vermont Family Alliance holding an event to highlight resources available for formerly transgender identifying people who have been physically, mentally, and emotionally harmed by sex change treatments. The families of those people were having a meeting at the Vermont State House building. So the trannies interrupted. The trannies did exactly what their parents were trying to say. Wait a minute now, we're trying to get our kids back to normal again, you sick bastards. And so the trannies showed up, and one of them didn't even have a shirt on, wearing a purple tutu, waving ribbon batons, dancing around, screaming and yelling. They had to disrupt the whole thing. And by the way, the sergeant at arms says, no, I'm not going to stop it. They have a right to be here. And disrupt the meeting. So the meeting had to go to the cafeteria. Our First Amendment rights were denied in this case of a group that was disruptive. In other words, it was backwards. They deliberately allowed the disruptors to get away with violating the freedom of meeting by the family that was there in the first place at a state house, at the House of Vermont, state representative of Vermont. And by the way, I mentioned this before. Whatever happened to, the Vermont was the Green Mountain Boys. They were heroes of the revolution. These were the people you could rely on to get their muskets and go do their duty. And
250 years ago.
Yeah, and
things changed.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And again, here we go. Trannies taking over, and the sergeant of arms says, "Oh, they have a right to be here."
Yeah, they're dancing and filming themselves. They're all narcissistic bully freaks, is what they are. They need to be put in their place.
Well, live your life and have a ball, but that doesn't mean you get to do what you do with us.
Don't affect the rest of us.
Yeah. Take it and suck it up, and that's the ball game. Live your life and have a ball. All right. 5:13.
Tuck it in and suck it up.
Hey, Kevin Feed Flounder. Oh, yeah. Sport. Give me a towel. It's sweaty. Look out. The legend Neil Bortz is only on XTRA 106.3. Hey, it's the camera. How's it going? Here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
I want to know why. We have an idea for a tax plan. $50 million spent developing this tax plan. $50 million to get rid of the IRS, to get rid of the income tax, to get rid of virtually all taxes and fuel this country on a consumption tax with everybody getting 100% of their paycheck, prices remaining the same. It's a beautiful plan. And back in my lawyer days, I actually worked with Donald Trump on some issues. And I talked to him just a couple of weeks before the election. Try as hard as I might, I can't even get him to say the words fair tax. Why can't it get some of his attention with $50 million of research behind it?
Catch Neil's commentary every day on XTRA 106.3 or listen anytime on the XTRA 106.3 app.
Hey, by the way, reminder from my buddies at Atlanta Safe House, Jeff and Mark. Summer vacation time has been coming up here pretty quick. If you're going away for a while, Atlanta Safe House can rent you a safe. If you're having a convention or an event of some kind and you need to store stuff away for a while or something like that, or plan for the future, they can rent you a safe. And by the way, when you go to their industrial warehouse location up in Ackworth, see all their safes, they got almost 200 safes right there ready to go. The gun safes, don't forget, you don't pay sales tax on the gun safes at Atlanta Safe House. And they have these pistol safes. Man, these things are beautiful. And they can make the insides with their nooks and crannies any way you want to, really. Pistol safes and security safe, they make you a vault door if you feel like it. And all these, Browning and American Security, all these top brands, they're almost always got rebates at sales and all that kind of stuff. You can't go wrong. Please tell them the Kimmer sent you, because they got the safe you're looking for to guard your stuff, things you want to protect, like your medical records, which I found out the hard way a long time ago. Anyway, it's AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for Howard Brothers. Get the grills fired up and ready to cook. Next month on April 26th, Howard Brothers will be hosting their second annual First Responders Cook-Off at their Lula store, located at 4336 Cornelia Highway in Lula, Georgia. It's a time to celebrate the heroes who keep our community safe and see some friendly competition between the first responder teams participating. Enjoy some family fun and delicious food samples while you visit. Don't miss the showdown starting at 9 a.m. Saturday, April 26th at Howard Brothers in Lula.
Insurance companies know that you don't know a lot about the law, so maybe it would be better just to let your lawyer make the call to the insurance company when there's a problem. David Van Sant should be that lawyer. He used to work for the insurance company. He knows who to call, what to say, and he has your best interest at heart. Plus, if you don't get paid, either does he. Van Sant Law, 855 GA Injury, or vansantlaw.com.
Central Heating and Air Conditioning wants you to know the start of the new season is the perfect time to ensure your home's comfort. Don't wait like most people do to have your HVAC system serviced. Your home should have maintenance twice a year. Maintenance helps keep your system running at peak efficiency and extends the life of your equipment. So turn to Atlanta's Carrier experts for your system's maintenance. With Central, you get Carrier products, Carrier warranty, and Carrier peace of mind. It's allergy season, and Central Heating and Air can fix what ails your house and possibly your family with home ventilation and air quality products. Central has packages designed around health using variable speed, fresh air ventilation, air cleaners, air purifiers, dehumidifiers, and more. Central Heating and Air is one of the few second-generation, locally owned and operated HVAC companies in Atlanta. With Central, you're not just a number, you're a member of the family. It's been that way since 1947, and they've serviced over 100,000 customers right here in Atlanta. Call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Hey, this is Tom from The Honest Car Guy. We help you buy your next pre-owned car or truck honestly. We guarantee each vehicle we sell will come with a copy of the bill of sale, showing what we paid for it. You pay what we pay, plus a disclosed fee. Guaranteed. Honesty is the best policy, and we guarantee it. Finally, a pre-owned car and truck buying process that you can trust.
Get an honest car buy from The Honest Car Guy. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
If the president reignites the economy, the price of one commodity, oil, could go way down and dramatically reduce everybody's cost of living. But do you know which commodity could soar in price? Silver. Because silver is an industrial metal. It's used in things like electronics, cell phones, TVs, computers. And if the economy booms, the demand for all of these products will boom right along with it. That's why Investing Haven predicts silver will test its former all-time high of $50 in 2025 and move higher to $77 by 2028. That's a 50% price increase and 140% higher in 3 years. If you want to learn more about rising silver prices ahead, call Lear Capital now at 800 800-889-3070 for your free Sky High Silver report and precious metals IRA guide. And when you call, you can also ask how to receive up to $15,000 in free gold or silver with qualifying purchase. 800-889-3070. Call them today. 800-889-3070.
On this day, 1972, Cosmo Magazine, first male centerfold, Burt Reynolds. Same day, 1973, John McCain, 5.5 years in a Vietnamese prison camp in Hanoi Hilton, was freed on this day. And now sponsored by RBM of Atlanta, Holy Crap at Sports, and Pete Davis.
Bad deja vu. Alston Riley had to leave today's game after being hit in the right hand with a pitch.
No.
The X-ray was negative, but he'll have a CT scan. It was the same CT that showed his hand fracture last year, which ended his season early on the same hand. But good news.
Oh, all right.
We found out about an hour ago that his hand is not broken. He's listed as day-to-day.
So that is good news. That is good.
He's hitting 308 this spring, Mr. Riley.
Oh, there you go.
The Mississippi Mash here coined.
Yes, sir.
The Braves lost to the Nationals 5-3. Chasen Shreve took the loss in relief after giving up 3 runs in 2 innings. Spencer Schwellenbach started 4 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, 7 strikeouts. Marcelo Zuna, a 2-run homer, is second of the spring. Drake Baldwin, the other Atlanta RBI, driving in Michael Harris II. Catcher Drake Baldwin's allergic reaction the other day came after he accidentally ate something with walnuts. Walnuts in there. I see who you waving at
Buck
now.
Blue just came in. So I'm going to try to grab him in here, but he walked by.
Did he?
He didn't see me.
He just
Oh,
kept
there he is.
walking. Yeah,
I'm
he
still
saw
trying
you.
to wave to him. Yeah,
that's
gone.
okay.
He's on.
That's
Sorry.
all right. That's all right. A split squad pair of games tomorrow. First, the Braves visit the Red Sox, and they host the Twins Saturday night. By the way, you missed Drake Baldwin got into some walnuts the other day, and that's what the allergic reaction.
Oh, really? Walnuts?
Yeah, I like walnuts. Yeah, they're good nuts. A lot of people have
that's
nut
peanuts
allergies.
are. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Now when we were kids, no one had a peanut allergy. Now everybody does.
Airplanes can't even serve them without asking people now. It's really amazing.
That never came up until the 1990s.
I know.
Never heard about it until the 90s. Yeah. Never heard about it. The Major League season gets underway Tuesday in Tokyo between the Cubs and Dodgers. The teams are already in Japan. Cubbies batter Seiya Suzuki showed off his skills in the batting cage by replacing his bat with a samurai sword. You got to see the video of him slicing pitch baseballs in half. It's
my God.
amazing.
That's like Kill Bill. The movie Kill Bill. Oh, my God, up in the attic when he's slicing the baseballs. Holy cow.
Except this is real life, and it's actually baseball instead of a movie.
Wow.
From
I would like to see that. Is that just Google slice
it's
baseball
a video.
or what?
Yeah. Look up Suzuki Cubs Samurai Sword. It'll pop right up, I'm sure. Chicago outfitter Pete Crow Armstrong has posted a pic of himself in a kimono with a caption, "He really likes the bidet in his hotel room."
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
that's the same hotel we stayed at with the Falcons back in 2000.
So you know all about it.
Yeah, the heated toilet seats and bidets were a big hit back then, too, I'm telling you. In fact, one of my broadcast partners, who should go nameless, disappeared for 2 days.
Oh, God. Well, you're...
Where is so-and-so? I don't know. I haven't seen him since we got to the hotel.
I have no comment.
The victor in the annual season series between the Padres and Mariners will now win the Vedder Cup, a trophy designed by Pearl Jam lead singer Eddie Vedder.
Oh, my.
Part of a charity drive benefiting funding research to discover treatments and cures for epidermolysis bullosa, a condition that causes blistering of the skin.
Wow.
Never heard of that one.
I don't know that.
Because inquiring minds need to know. It looks like the breakup between former Georgia quarterback Carson Beck and Hannah Cavender came about when Carson was caught massaging another woman on Snapchat.
Oh, no.
Why would you
that
stupidly
can't be.
post that unless you wanted to?
Idiot.
Hannah's sister, Haley, posted a video saying she never liked the guy in the first place.
Well, good. I mean, good. Like that was going to last forever. Marriage made in heaven,
He's a college-age kid with a lot of money now and a Lamborghini and a Ferrari. You really think he's going to be monogamous?
Right. I mean,
please.
Yeah. So.
Come on. Falcons have signed cornerback Keith Taylor, who played for the Chiefs last year. They also officially signed former Raiders linebacker Divine Diablo. What a name. Divine Diablo.
Oh, Divine Devil? I mean, that's what that
is. Like, wow. Is that like Divine, the
big
trans guy back from the 70s, did Pink Flamingos with John Waters?
Hair thing.
Don't look that up, kids.
No, you don't want to see that part of it, no.
Hawks host the Clippers tonight. Dyson Daniels leads the NBA in steals, blocks, and deflections. You know what they call that if you lead the league in steals and blocks?
Steals and blocks. I don't know what they call that.
They call it stocks.
Really? Seriously?
That's right. He is on track. Dyson is on track to be the first player to lead the league in stocks since Michael Jordan.
Wow.
That's pretty big.
That is
pretty
big.
cool. He's amazing how he just reaches in there quicker than like a snake or mongoose and just whips in there and the ball comes out. It's amazing.
Yeah.
If the Tar Heels win tonight, they should send a thank you note to the Yellow Jackets. Duke star Cooper Flagg will not play against North Carolina in the ACC tournament, still recuperating from a sprained ankle against Georgia Tech. The Blue Devils will also be without reserve Malik Brown, who re-injured his shoulder against Tech. So basically they took him out. Quote of the day comes from Hall of Famer Dizzy Dean, who in 1934 said, "Sure, I eat what I advertise. Sure, I eat Wheaties for breakfast. A good bowl of Wheaties with bourbon cannot be beaten."
See, you asked for it.
By the way, it pains me to say this, but Auburn nipped Ole Miss today in the SEC tournament. Their Ole Miss on the buzzer beater beat Arkansas yesterday. It was a great game. In fact, there's been a lot of great endings so far in these tournaments that have been going on. And today, Auburn beat Ole Miss by 5. And afterwards, Bruce Pearl said that his guards weren't the P words.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he actually came out and said that during
They
an interview
were or
on
were
national
not?
television.
They
were not a bunch of wussies.
So they've been accused of that?
Rhymes with wussies.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know who said it was, but that's what it is.
Wow, good for him.
Today in sports history, March 14, 1954, Hank Aaron made his first spring training start for the Braves of Milwaukee in an exhibition game against the Red Sox. Aaron rapped out 3 hits, including a home run. The noise of the contact was so loud that Ted Williams ran out of the Boston clubhouse to see who could make that sound with a bat.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty big.
That is
1967, NFL draft, Michigan State defensive end. Baltimore Colts.
Oh, God.
Baltimore.
I know.
Come on. It was in those light beer from
I know.
commercials.
It's not coming out. I can see him in the bar. It's not coming out.
Last name Smith. He was
Bubba Smith. Bubba. God. And he was funny because he had them, and he was all in Police Squad or whatever it was. What was that police movie? He was a cop
Police
in the
Academy.
rookie Police Academy. Yeah.
1993, the Reds announced team president Marge Schott St. Bernard will be prohibited from accessing the Riverfront Stadium field for the season. Of course, that was back when it was 120 degrees in July because of the plastic on the field. The mandate to ban Shotzi 2.0 comes from the MLB Executive Council, which has received numerous complaints from players about dogs running on the field. It was not the dogs running on the field that concerned the players.
Watch your step.
It was the steaming piles of duty Shotzi would leave. He would leave a second base between second and third.
It was even worse with the skid marks. The players breaking their ankles.
Base. He would leave fourth base between third and home. I mean,
man.
Not like cow. They looked like cow patties.
It was in St. Bernard.
St. Bernard. 1993, the same day, 40th ACC men's basketball tourney. Georgia Tech beat number 1 North Carolina 77-75. 2010 ACC men's tourney. Number 4 Duke beat Tech 65-61. 2017, the world's oldest golf club, Muirfield in Scotland, voted to admit women as members for the first time in 273 years.
Wow.
Tee times were immediately pushed back 5 hours because of every single round they played.
Thank you. That's I'm sorry. That's the only thing I do really like to watch the LPGA. I mean, I'm a leg man, so that's why I clearly. But I do the women's golfers. I really, they have a better swing. They have more temp. I mean, you really are something to watch as female athletes. But the fact of the matter is, they're too freaking slow. God, they take forever to hit the freaking ball. Sorry. Okay, that's all.
Well, it's because their breasts get in the way of the swing, and they have a hard time seeing the ball.
Well, we can't complain about that too much.
2022, the Braves traded 4 players to Oakland for first baseman Matt Olson. And 2023, Czech freediver David Vinsel completed a record dive beneath the ice, 52 meters. That's 171 feet without a wetsuit.
In the ice water?
In Switzerland's Lake Sills, it was 34 degrees temperature. Have you ever been in 50
Your heart
degree
would
temperature?
Stop. You can't do
which
it.
Which is the Pacific Ocean is 50 degrees off San Diego.
Die.
It's freezing.
You'll die. You can't see. You couldn't survive 3 minutes in that water. I can't believe you. I can't believe it.
It is amazing. And here's some great news.
Yeah.
The Spinal Tap sequel, decades in the making, will be released in September.
Oh, my God. Now, I wonder. I don't know much about it other than, they have the whole crew? Did everybody come back or didn't one of them
I think everybody's still alive. Michael McKean and Harry, what's his name?
Yeah.
And I hope they're all still alive.
Yeah. Well, that'd be nice. And Meathead, the director.
Rob Reiner, I guess he may be directing it. I think he's maybe directing it. Of course, now some of the drummers won't be there because they all died spontaneous combustion, bizarre incidents. That was the big gag.
Yeah.
The drummers always die.
Well, I wonder how they're going to pull. I wonder if it'll be the same kind of ad-libbed kind of moving camera sort of as you were documentary kind of thing like before. It was a great movie. I mean, I give credit. Cool. Okay, well, a quick birthday. 2 birthdays, Flounder, then we'll go right to the thing there. Pete Davis, Simone Biles, 28 years old today. She's had a really wonderful career for a young girl.
Don't care for her.
I know. And Stephen Curry, who, by the way, just set the record for the number of three-point shots at something like 4,000 three-point shots. And Stephen Curry, Stephon Curry, is 37 years old today. 5:31, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Let it rip Friday, baby. 404-741-1230. Let's go. What's got it?
The latest breaking news to the conservative voices you know and trust. Your best new follow on social media is XTRA 106.3. We're at XTRA 106.3 on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and LinkedIn, and pretty much any social media you scroll through every day. And we drop exclusive giveaways, new daily content, and the latest breaking news from Georgia and across this great nation. Interact with your favorite Extra personalities. Get the latest on our live events and so much more. Follow at XTRA 106.3 across all your social media and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
The Atlanta Braves Spring Training Series Behind the Braves, presented by Global Payments, is back for the 5th season. Hear from your favorite players and meet the new faces as they get to work in spring training in preparation for the 2025 season. Plus, enjoy exclusive interviews and go behind the scenes to see the team like never before. New episodes drop each week on YouTube.com/Braves and locally on Peachtree TV and Atlanta's CW. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves country.
Looking for style, comfort, and an unbeatable deal? Right now, drive home a 2024 Ford Edge SEL for $14,000 off MSRP at Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs.
With a quiet cabin, solid ride, handling that rivals luxury SUVs, the Edge delivers everyone and everything in style.
Plus, Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs make the process fast, simple, and hassle-free.
Find your perfect Ford today. It's just 4 miles north of 285 on Roswell Road. From powerful Mustangs to family-friendly Explorers, and America's best-selling truck, the F-150, your next Ford is here.
Hassle-free financing, expert guidance, and the best deals in Atlanta.
Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs, where you can always expect the best. Visit JimEllisFord.com or stop by today.
2024 Ford Edge SEL, example stock number F12135L. MSRP is $41,325. After the $6,000 Jim Ellis discount and the $8,000 retail customer cash discount, final sale price is $27,325. Just add TABT and state fees. Offer expires March 31st, 2025.
Have you considered securing your family's future, protecting your hard-earned assets, navigating complex legal matters with ease? Nelson Elder Care Law is here to guide and empower you and your loved ones. As a family-owned and family-focused business, our mission is to exceed your expectations, offering absolute assurance and peace of mind. With our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust and expertise in customized estate planning, Medicaid crisis solutions, probate administration, guardianship, and conservatorship, Nelson Elder Care Law protects what matters most to you. Imagine a team dedicated to safeguarding your legacy every step of the way. Our flat fees ensure transparency, and our customized plans prioritize your family's specific needs. Are you worried about protecting your family and your legacy after you're gone? Let us help you ensure you're absolutely protected from whatever curveballs life may throw your way. Schedule a complimentary legacy planning meeting with our legal team in Marietta or Woodstock today. Contact us at 678-250-9355 or visit at NelsonElderCareLaw.com.
Are you tired of dealing with drafty, inefficient windows? Do you have certain rooms in the house that you can't keep cool in the summer or warm in the winter? Hi, I'm Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons Garage Entry Doors and Windows. It's time to upgrade these old windows. Replace them with double-pane, beautiful, energy-efficient windows. Your new windows will help you regulate a perfect temperature throughout your house. Start saving big money on your energy bills and improve the curb appeal of your home. Give us a call today at 770-517-7078.
Hey, it's a Kimmer. You know, a great smile can make you more successful as well as make you happy. Yes, it's true. And your smile's waiting for you at my dentist, Dr. Dina Giesler, my friend for 30 years and dentist forever. This woman at Atlanta Smiles, atlantasmiles.com, the dentist with a doggy. It's really true, whether it's just regular cleaning or bridges or crowns or are your teeth bothering a little bit, maybe a little ache or something, or your gums it's not going to get better on its own. Take it from me, I found that out the hard way. Taking care of your teeth and gums, and everybody's happy. And by the way, you can relax with Dr. Dina. This is an individual, private VIP experience. The latest technology. She used AI to get my last thing done at my last visit. And don't forget the doggy. She's a little doggy to take a nap in your lap while you're getting your work done. And this staff, these ladies are angels, I promise you. You'll love going there. A veteran herself, Dr. Dina, 10% veterans discount off the top. Tell them when you call. 404-262-7733. Your smile's waiting. Get the doggy at atlantasmiles.com.
You know the old expression, I love it when a plan comes together? Well, with our First Liberty Notes, this has been so true. Hello, I'm Brant Frost, founder of First Liberty Building and Loan. You hear about our family's company all the time right here on the station. For over 30 years, we've been the local lender who said yes when the big banks say no. A couple of months ago, we opened up our First Liberty Notes program to Main Street investors just like you, and the response has been just incredible. Folks from airline pilots to physicians to even pastors are now earning 8 to 13% interest rates while helping to fuel the growth of local small businesses. If you're a qualified investor with a minimum of $25,000, you too could be earning 8 to 13% interest. We'd love to have you join our First Liberty family today. Go to firstlibertyga.com and see if our First Liberty Notes are right for you. Go to firstlibertyga.com. That's firstlibertyga.com.
First Liberty Notes are not obligations of or guaranteed by any financial institution and are not secured by any collateral. They are not FDIC insured or guaranteed by any government agency. You could lose money. SEC accredited investor status must be verified. Securities not offered in any jurisdiction in which it is unlawful.
There we go. 1978. Blondie, number 2 in the British chart with Brandy and the Rainbow song, Denise. Taken from the band, now Dennis, called from the band's second studio album, Plastic Letters. It was kept off the number 1 spot by Kate Bush's Wuthering Heights. Blondie, number 2. Dennis. Our birthday list includes Betsy Brandt. She played Hank Schrader's wife on Breaking Bad. Betsy Brandt is 52. And Billy Crystal's birthday. Billy Crystal is 77 years old today. Kim Pete and Flounder, 537. On this day, I saw this. This art design in 1979 on this day, Chicago's art installation, The Dinner Party, opens at the San Francisco Museum. The woman's name was Judy Chicago. Opens up at the San Fran Museum of Modern Art. Controversial as hell. 39 real and mythical women from history dinner party places. Place settings sit atop a huge triangle table inscribed with names of other real and mythical women. That honors 1,000 women from an Egyptian queen, Susan B. Anthony, Emily Dickinson, so on and so forth. The place settings are unique, but if you didn't see this or don't remember, Pete Davis, you know what I'm talking about? Do you have any idea what I'm talking about? The dinner party? Flounder, have you ever heard of the famous art display, The Dinner Party? Oh, he's reading something. He can't even hear me. Look at he's sleeping. I swear to God, he fell asleep. Look at his picture on YouTube. I swear to God, he's sleeping. Oh, my God, this is funny. Anyway, the dinner party, saluting women, the 39 place settings. The place settings had names on them, and they have gold chalices, utensils, and ceramic plates. They feature vaginas. The place settings were vaginas. They were giant, like 3-foot round, circular vaginas. All different vaginas. That's what it was. It was unfreaking believable. It took years and 400 people to do it. It got mixed reviews, as you can imagine. It was genitally inspired imagery. It's vulgar. 3D ceramic pornography. A white Western bias. Sacagawea was dead. Oh, come on. It was horrible. And by the way, it's now on full-time display in the Brooklyn Museum in New York City for like almost 20 years. Good God. I saw it. A girl made me take her to show. I was appalled. They were ceramic vaginas. I'm sorry. It was right there sitting in front of God and everybody. Lee Brandt Jewelers, your sponsor. Clean out your mind by going to Lee Brandt, get some nice jewelry. It's affordable, watches and all that stuff. They have a store in Sandy Springs or LeeBrandt.com, baby, and they're ready to take care of you. All right, 540. Okay. The little on that American and / American to. What the hell do you call it when you belong to a country? You're a citizen, a double citizen woman, the girl who was last seen in the Dominican Republic on the beach, 4 o'clock in the morning. Here's some more about this, and this is getting freakier and freakier. The Minnesota college senior named Joshua Ribby, 22 years old, is now a person of interest officially. He's got a new story. He says, I was a lifesaver. I grabbed her and pulled her out. He said they were on the beach 4 o'clock in the morning, wading out to waist-deep water. They talked and kissed until the surf became too strong for them. He says a big wave came and hit us both, and as the water returned, it came back and swept us out to sea. They cried for help. They returned to the surface. Their calls went unanswered. Nobody's around the beach. Middle of the night escapades. He said she and the girl were tired from swimming in the rough water. He fought to get them out of the dire situation. He put her under his arm, swimming back to the beach, but was met with resistance. It took me a long time to get her out. It was difficult. I was a lifeguard in the pool, but not in the sea. He's a former high school wrestler, said he swallowed a lot of seawater during the Daring Sea rescue. I could have lost consciousness several times. He got to manage somehow to get him back to a safe spot in the water near the beach. He recalled hearing her say she was going to get her belongings as the water had pushed them away from the area where they had set up. Now, you and I all know that if you go wading in the beach and just walk in the beach, when you turn around behind, you're 100 yards farther down the beach than you were where your stuff is. We've all had that experience. So, okay, so that's what happened. He said, so it took me a long time to get back to the safe spot. She was going to get her belongings. He said she was in knee-deep water, walking at an angle, to go back to the stuff. He said, the last time I saw her, I asked her if she was okay. I didn't hear her answer because I started vomiting all the seawater I had swallowed. After I threw up, I looked around, didn't see anybody. I thought she had grabbed her things and left. He didn't feel well. He sat on a beach chair, fell asleep, was wakened by the mosquitoes at sunrise, and then the police asked him 8 questions, and he refused to answer them and only said, my lawyers say I shouldn't answer any questions. I'll follow their advice. I guarantee the questions were, did you have sex with her? Was she fighting you? Was it consensual? Did she want to be there? Did she, was that a scratch on your arm? Or, all the questions, and he was going to, there's no way. Oh my God! Here we. And maybe they were all. If they were drunk and you saw the video of them weaving back and forth, walking around. So drunk in ocean water and hard surf and stuff, and no lights. And I don't know. I don't like it though. It's bad. It's bad. Oh, and I think this is there's a story, a school thing, and I've mentioned my, my daughters, Jennifer and Sarah, are both screaming liberals, and they think everybody is wonderful and everybody should have everything. My daughter, Sarah, swear to God, that they're home in Colorado. What's the matter, Flounder? Are you trying to get me? You look like you're gesticulating.
No, I left Pete's mic off, so he was probably trying to say something.
Oh, okay. Well, Flounder, we know you have been kind of missing the last few minutes when I was talking with you, and you didn't seem to know that I was talking with you. So we might have a little technical thing. So we're back to normal now. So everything's fine.
I was going to answer for him, but my mic.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
No, it was as if you had ever heard of the dinner party.
Don't say the word again.
No, we're not. Never mind. It doesn't matter at this point. Let me say this. I've mentioned before, my daughter Sarah, I'm not making this up, they have a sign, at least last time I saw it, on their door, their front door of their house, says something like, love is here, everybody loves here, we're all welcome here, rainbow people here, if you need a car, go ahead and borrow ours, I got some food in the kitchen, if you're late at night and you have to sneak in, go ahead and make a sandwich. It's unfreaking believable. We love everybody and no one's ever done anything wrong. I mean, stuff like that. Okay. Well, in Idaho, which is kind of surprising to me, in Idaho, there is a middle school teacher who is 35 years old named Sarah something, refusing to back down after she was told to get rid of a couple of posters which said, "Everyone is welcome." The school district said, well, the principal said, you're inadvertently causing division. Or you may be. The one sign says, everyone's welcome here. The hands around the message in the sign have various tones of skin color. The other poster says, in this room, everyone is welcomed, important, accepted, respected, encouraged, and valued, and a different background color of each of the words. This woman, the teacher, says, I was told everybody is welcome here is not something that everybody believes, which makes it a personal opinion, which means you're not supposed to have personal opinion signs in school. She was told to take them down. You're breaking rules about the dignity and non-discrimination policy. Signs have to be neutral and a positive learning environment, which sounds like to me. She feared the two signs would inadvertently create division or controversy, according to the principal, because of the different skin-toned color of the hands, which seems like a stupid overreaction to something really dumb. And again, the way the teachers, could be, if she hadn't taken down by the end of the school year, they're going to fire her. And that doesn't make any sense. I mean, you don't have to overreact, but I don't know. I mean, just, God. 5:45. And I'm going to do a story I've been trying to do for 4 days, coming up here in a minute, about something sweet, and I like it, and I wish it would happen to me. And it's all coming up. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 5:45 on 106.3. Happy Friday. Let it rip. What do you think? What's going on right here?
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays. Anywhere on the XTRA 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the XTRA 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
True Prep on Cobb Parkway is your one-stop shop for emergency preparedness supplies, including freeze-dried food, water filtration, first aid, and more. They also have a large selection of firearms, including a huge selection of AR-15s, firearm accessories, and ammo at the lowest prices around. They're locally owned and operated, and you can visit their store in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or online at trueprep.com. That's truprep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
Hi, my name is Steve from Marietta, and we hired ATL Turf Co. to build our dream backyard golf setup. They installed a large 4-hole putting green, a sand bunker, a short game area, and did a full conversion to artificial grass around the pool with decorative retaining walls. ATL Turf Co. was really creative. They were efficient. The installation was a breeze. Price was completely reasonable, and I definitely appreciated their communication throughout the project. I would definitely recommend ATL Turf Co. to anybody thinking about doing a backyard makeover. You can check them out online right now at atlturfco.com.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPSETC.com.
Hey, it's a Kimmer. Are you overpaying for health insurance? Maybe stuck in a plan doesn't fit what you need, huh? Why wait for open enrollment? Get the health insurance doctor's name, Steven. Year-round enrollment, nationwide PPO plan, zero deductibles, no copay, saving up to 60% compared to marketplace stuff. Family of 4, you can save up to $10,000 a year. Corporate-style benefit plans designed to fit your life and your budget. I can't recommend them enough. Free, quick consultation with Steven, the health insurance doctor. Here's the number, 678-523-0759. HealthInsuranceDoctor.net.
Georgia is home to over 600,000 veterans who play an important role in strengthening our communities. The Warrior Alliance is recognizing these contributions at the 4th Annual Veteran Impact Awards and Gala on Thursday, May 22nd at the Coca-Cola Roxy Theater at the Battery, Atlanta. You may participate by nominating a Georgia veteran for their exceptional service after military service in categories such as first responder, healthcare, education, military spouse, and more. Go to thewarrioralliance.org today and submit your veteran nomination.
Hi, this is Bruce Hagen.
And this is Matt Hagen.
And at Hagen Law, family matters.
We're not just lawyers. We're a father and son team committed to providing personalized legal representation for our clients.
And it's important to me that we are a family-run business. If you've been in an accident or injured, make us your first call. We treat every case with the care and attention it deserves.
With over 50 years' experience of helping people, we are here to guide you every step of the way through your personal injury case.
Hagen Law is a family firm where family matters, and we're going to treat you like your family.
You can find everything you need to know at hagen-law.com.
HGI Wealth Advisors is your financial defense partner, preparing you for the unexpected when the inevitable happens in life. Our tailored strategies empower families to build wealth, generate infinite income, and mitigate taxes, fees, and penalties. At HGI Wealth Advisors, we help you transfer wealth while creating an everlasting legacy. Our goal is to ensure you meet your financial needs today, tomorrow, and into retirement. Our experienced team is committed to ensuring your legacy endures for generations to come. Learn more at hgiwealthadvisors.com.
And Let It Rip Friday. Little ABBA here for you. ABBA released their Ring Ring title track of their debut album on this day, 1973. And it gave ABBA the first appearance on the British charts. It peaked at number 32 and became their first Swedish number 1 and made top 10 in Australia. I've never heard this song. I have favorite ABBA songs, and I don't know this one. Let's see if it sounds like that. This does not sound like ABBA. They really changed their sound. It sounds very kind of squeaky like this. That's not their sound at all. Wow, that's amazing. Think about the difference in ABBA, their top 10 hits and stuff, and holy cow, I just seems to, Fernando and Take a Chance and all that stuff. Anyway, 551, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. To the phones, take priority. Ghost Hunter Joe, what's up, man? Welcome aboard, sir. What's happening?
Hey, how are y'all doing? Just need to call with...
I'm sorry. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can barely. I can hear you fine. I can't understand you, but I can hear you. I can hear you, but
hold on.
Are you on a speakerphone in a barrel? Yeah, go ahead. Try this. Go ahead. Yes, sir. Nope. There we go. Hello.
All right, he'll have to call back Monday.
Ups a daisy. Sorry, man. I don't have
news
it.
too,
Well, again, what's that? Yeah, breaking news. Oh, okay. Please do.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio says that South Africa's ambassador to the United States is no longer welcome in our great country. Ibrahim Rasool is a race-baiting politician who hates America and hates the President of the United States. We have nothing to discuss with him, and so he is considered persona non grata in capital letters.
Wow, the South African?
South African. And he looks to be a white guy that hates... hates the president.
Oh, and speaking of faces of people, tell the little people what you just found on your phone popping up there, Pete Davis, that they should go Google it, see what their reaction is.
What are you talking about?
Deputy...
the new Deputy Prime Minister of Canada, I swear, looks like a scrotum.
Yeah, it's not real.
He's the human equivalent of a scrotum.
Yeah, it's not a real person. And
it's got to be a joke.
You got to Google it. The new deputy prime minister.
What was Alfred E. Newman on the Mad magazine covers? Well, imagine Alfred if he's had like a 40-year drunk going on.
You won't believe this guy. And that's on purpose, obviously. You can't. You don't just come out that way.
He looks in the mirror in the morning and goes, "I look good."
Yeah, it looks as terrific on me. 553, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Let's see. Prince Albert, the ruler of Monaco, is 67 today. Chris Klein, who was an American Pie, is 46.
Wait a minute. Is Prince Albert still in the can?
He's still in the can, ladies and gentlemen. It's an incredible story. Rick Dees, Disco Duckman, 75 years old today. And it was on this day in 1950, the FBI, the FBI had been overwhelmed with people and that they had to get word out to. They were dangerous criminals. In 1949, there was a wire story about the toughest guys the FBI wanted to capture. It got so much attention that it became the 10 most wanted list that J. Edgar Hoover says, let's do this in 1950 on this day. They have all 56 field offices had to submit candidates for inclusion on the 10 most wanted. They had to be a lengthy record, pending charges, dangerous. The way to get off the list is either die or get captured. There's only been one case where somebody got taken off the list because they were no longer a danger. What the hell is that? I hear squeaking or something. Let's see. The first person on the list was Thomas Holden. He killed his wife and her 2 brothers. They caught him the next year. They had been robbing banks and trains and so forth. Escaped Leavenworth, committed more daylight. Anyway, on and on. So that's how the FBI came in this day, 1950. 554, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Just an update here, and this is important in case you have this may explain a couple things about pit bulls. There was a story about in Ohio, a grandmother mauled to death by her neighbor's pit bulls. They had gotten out of the property. The neighbors had been warned before. The police had come. Everybody had warned about this before. The 73-year-old grandmother was outside in her garden when she was ripped apart by 2 pit bulls, Echo and Apollo, roaming through the condo's neighborhood common area. Her husband has dementia, was in a wheelchair, and watched as the dogs mauled his wife while she was screaming to death, and he couldn't do anything. She was tortured, according to the family. Guess what? Both dogs tested positive for cocaine. And it turns out that the condominium association being sued now, as well as the owners of the dog, because the police had been out there before with body cam footage showing the 2 dogs licking cocaine at that home.
Jeez. Cocaine bear. Cocaine
my
dog.
God. And, bad owners. I mean, there's some in the dogs, a lot of things, but bad owners make a...
It's a sequel to Cocaine Bear. I can see it now.
All right. And I want to do this one story here that I think is just so sweet and kind of silly. There's a boutique Manhattan hotel in New York, which has been showing that New Yorkers are fed up with dating apps and social media, swiping and stuff like that. So they are serving up the old Craigslist-style vibes of the connections board. Romer Hell's Kitchen, posting missed connections in the window, fleeting love matches, including dueling yogurt enthusiasts at the Amish market, dog lovers near Washington Square Park, one of whom donned a bright pink scarf wrapped around her babushka style. He paid for, she wrote on this message board, he paid for my Subway as I was on the phone complaining about my Apple Pay and wallet acting up. He swooped in and paid for mine. When I looked up, he giggled, smiled, and winked, and then walked down the platform. Who are you? Where are you? Another. At the coffee shop with green awning on 46th Street, another says. He has light-colored hair, wears trendy outfits, and has an accent. He has such a good smile. Who are you? A throwback to the days when a near-miss love connection meant putting an ad in the Village Voice or Craigslist. There's a sense of younger New Yorkers longing for and looking for in-person connection. People are hungry for this. There's now a partnership with a group called Missed Connections NYC, an online service. And you're hustling and bustling in New York. The rarity of seeing someone on the street for a quick moment, having a quick connection, makes so much sense. One woman wrote, I told him I liked his green Reeboks. I'm the girl who said I liked your green Reeboks. In case he gets the message, that was me. That was me. I just think this is so cute. And it's just, I don't know. The older I get and the lonelier, the singler I get, the more I just miss the old days of romance and happenstance and things that just are magic. I wonder if there's still magic, anywhere.
Last night, I looked outside the door, and you can see this really bizarre cloud and everything. It looks stormy. Yeah. And I said to the group, I said, wow, look at that sky there. It looks kind of rough. And I was mocked because, listen, you sound like an old man.
Oh, my God.
Look at that cloud.
Oh, stop before I get off. Flounder, what more Flounder's funnies? What do you think? 558 right here. Give her Pete and Flounder.
Having kids is hard, and non-parents, I can't. It's just the questions drive me crazy. Dustin, you have 3 kids. What would you say is your parenting philosophy? Survival? What do you want me to say? We do not negotiate with terrorists. That's it right there. I will say it's nice when you start to have more kids because you start to lighten up a little bit, because kids are like cell phones. Every 2 years, you love an upgrade, New kid, new phone, same thing. Everybody's excited. They want to come over and hold it. And you're like, be careful, it's new. Don't drop it. Don't drop it. 2 years later, 2-year-old kid, 2-year-old phone, same thing. Got a lot of smudges on it. It never responds to voice commands. And you're looking at it like, I'm thinking about dropping you on purpose. I am. But you start to become, the more kids you have, you start to have better perspective, you know, because when you have your first kid, you do all the stuff that's unnecessary. You don't realize it, but it's unnecessary. You know, you baby-proof the whole house. You buy the best car seat. You feed them regularly. Unnecessary. Youngest kid, you look at your youngest kid sometimes like, you'll find food. You will. It's in the house, you know, like your scavenger instincts will kick in and you'll track it down. And if you don't, maybe it wasn't meant to be. I don't know.
Who's that, Flounder?
Mr. Dustin Nickerson.
All right. Boys, have a great weekend. You know, and God bless America. Semper Fi. It's only me.
Stay
it's only
safe.
the Kimmerer. Yeah, good luck to you and the cat. I got to go. You're killing me. Christine, sing me home, baby. Hoorah, herp and a herp. Look out.
Streaming across Georgia on the XTRA 106.3 app. This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. XTRA 106.3.